and welcome to what is episode 15 of the Violet Madness. I am Mark, and I am your DM, and with us this evening are our bunch of adventurers who have just recently leveled up after last encounter. So we'll start from the top of the ranks here on my list. So Stephen, you're up first.
I'm Stephen, and I'm playing Sir Tyrion Shadowbane, a human paladin, young of age, but fearsome of tongue and blade. He is empowered and feeling very mighty as a sentinel of courageous justice.
Very nice. Next up, then we have Dave.
Hey, I'm Dave. I play Shadar Vicanis, Grave Domain Cleric of the Raven Queen. Shadar is a half-elf, and you place him at around 100 years of age if it weren't for the fact that he was magically aged by an undead creature in an old manor house a long time ago. Shadar is actually only in his 30s and exists solely to destroy undead for the glory of the Raven Queen. Shadar has bright white hair and is typically dressed for battle in black leathers with a black chain shirt and his trusty mace and wineskin.
Very good. Up next, then we have Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. I play Mina Dumont. She is a 50-year-old elf with tanned skin and long brown curly hair. She's recently gotten her horseback meal, so we're super excited about that. And I don't know, recently with all the fighting that's been going on and her cursed luck, she's going to try and use her magic a little bit differently. And you know what? Maybe she's been inspired to be a better party member, maybe even a leader. We'll see.
All right. Okay, next up then we have Matt.
Yes, hello everybody, I'm Matt. I will be playing Aelfric, the half-elven evocation wizard, a studious and curious fellow. His studies may even lead to him having a trick or two new up his sleeve.
Nice. Yeah, gotta love those little tricks that Aelfric can pull out of the bag.
And let's not forget, he's a very wanted man.
He's of course.
Oh,
wanted.
yeah.
Troublingly so.
Are you talking about the entire dukedom now, Ryan, or are you talking about Daemon?
I'll say nothing for now.
Speaking of Daemon, Ryan, I believe you are up next.
Hello, my darlings. I'm Ryan, aka Deranged Rhino. I will be playing Daemon Phileas Venush, the tiefling battlesmith artificer. I can't speak this evening. Let's just say he's feeling a bit more fabulous than he was.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so just to kind of jump straight back into it then from where we left off last time, almost out of the Boglands now and into the Tenno dukedom as you guide the Duke Fenwell through the infected Boglands. You've encountered many threats at this point. Most recently, a large aged, corrupted tree that seemed to have some sort of evil effect on any passerby that walks through its section of the Boglands, but you swiftly took care of that threat. Beside the tree, you found an old ruined shrine. And with the help of Aelfric, Daemon was able to recreate some sort of like natural ritual that evidence was of such was left behind not too long ago, mind you. And after performing this rite, something with a very strange kind of dominating or demanding voice seemed to ring out in everybody's ears that said, "Find him." And who else's name but Aelfric Ilnarin's grew on the wall in different parts or in different sections with various types of mushrooms. So much to Aelfric's surprise, he found out that he is a wanted man, but by who or whom or he just doesn't know. But he may soon find out.
Certainly hope so.
Absolutely, yeah. You never know. You just got to keep following those breadcrumbs. Shadar, on the other hand, learned something that he probably rather wish he didn't. Firstly, he learned of Esmeralda's whereabouts. She basically gave him an open invitation to come find her in her lair in Blackbone Barrow. But he also learned of the whereabouts of his very own mother, who is still very much alive, or at least on this plane of existence, anyway, to say the least, and it has rattled him to the core. And that is exactly where we left it off last session. I believe Shadar was just tucking into an entire wineskin and tucking himself into the corner over there in the shrine. And the
100%.
rest of the guys are just contemplating the next moves. So before we do a settle down for the evening, is there anything else anyone would like to do at this point?
Mina's curious at least about what Daemon's doing, because she noticed that kind of odd behavior when we were in combat. So she'd probably, if he was isolating, she'd probably take the time to walk up and initiate some kind of conversation.
Sure.
If we were setting up for, like, if we were sitting here to rest, or at least somewhere close by to rest, then yeah, he'd probably be searching with Rocket for a good spot to settle down. So I'd say he'd be alone.
Sure.
It wouldn't be an immediate bum rush of like, oh, he's alone, go get him. But definitely after starting to set up camp, she'd probably just wander over. Maybe even depending, if Rocket's standing still, she might even like lean on him and like peer over.
Oh, he'd definitely be there for you to kind of like nuzzle up against as such to talk to Daemon for sure.
Yeah, one of those, like, I mean, tall people do it to me all the time because I'm short, where they just kind of like put their elbows or whatever on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And just kind of like pop over.
Or their chin
like,
on your shoulder.
Yeah, one of those. Like, hey, Daemon, how you feeling?
To be expected. It was quite a fraught fight. We prevailed, though, as we have done. How about yourself?
You did take some bumps and bruises, but it's more. You seemed kind of mentally out of it for a little bit.
I can offer nothing but an apology for my.
No. I don't mean to say that you've offended me or anything. Just checking in to make sure that you're okay. I mean, you seemed teleported maybe to previous memories. And I've seen it a bunch before in the past, and so I just wanted to check in.
I hate to say it, but it seems your instincts are correct in this occasion. Something did occur. It's not the first time I've arose from death with ravens above me.
Hyperbole, or have you?
I'm intelligent,
before?
my dear, but I don't know language very well. Say that again.
Did you die before, or are you?
Are
you using a metaphor?
I thought I was. Something deemed it necessary to not let that happen to me. All I know is a shroud of ravens surrounded me, and I was able to continue. And yes, certainly waking up within the space of Shadar there with the ravens swirling around, definitely, yes, it shook me for a moment. I will admit.
It sure sounds like the Raven Queen. Don't tell Shadar that you had the chance to die and didn't.
Well, I mean, in that case, it wasn't my choice. So this is another reason why I find his teachings and his musings quite interesting, that these things are not meant to be in her eyes. And if that was her, if that was a remnant of her that did that for me that day, I have to wonder why.
I've no clue. Death is a mystery to, I think, pretty much all of us. But if you are plagued by this memory or you are suffering, I do know that it helps to talk about it. So if you ever need to talk about it, I'm all ears.
Well, I mean, my dear Mina, you already know the reason it happened. And he just taps his leg. Tink, tink, tink.
I don't actually.
Remember
Just
how I told you
have-
that a beast attacked me and tore my leg apart? I was left for dead.
I guess I didn't realize how close to dead you got when you were left for dead.
It attacked. I managed to escape and didn't get very far before I succumbed to my injuries.
Have you ever wanted to, I guess, get that physical reminder removed, replaced, restored?
I have in my own way, by making it a chamber for the very tools of my craft.
Which is
I've-
impressive, genuinely.
I mean, it wasn't just myself. It was also some help from mine and Aelfric's mutual friend. He helped me to make sure that it was, you know, able to withstand elements and stuff as such. But I choose to use it as a reminder that good can come from bad if you use it in the right way. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't come as a bit of a shock when it's placed right in front of you when opening your eyes, if you know what I mean.
I'm sure. I don't think I've anything quite like that happened to me before, but okay. I really just wanted to make sure that you were okay. And with Aelfric's name appearing and what happened to you, I just want to make sure everyone's doing okay.
I do wonder what more there is to this with Aelfric. Like
Sorry.
It's no mistake that Gelfond was called away when he was the most powerful, well, one of the most powerful mages of our time, being turned away from the town just as an attack hits, and Aelfric being there. It's no coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence.
Do you know why he was called away?
I don't actually. Gelfond was very, very private about his business affairs. He was very happy to tell you how good he was and how fabulous his work
Most
and
men
stuff was.
are.
Well, I mean, in my case, there it's true, isn't it?
Well, you can show me sometime. But back to Aelfric. You had
Yes.
just met him when we had gotten together, right? Because you'd been sent to meet him, but you didn't actually.
Oh, I didn't get there. I was put in that crate, as I
Right,
told
you
you.
put in the crate. So, yeah, I'm afraid I don't know much about Aelfric to have any inclination as to why someone would want him.
Put it this way. If he was friends with Gelfond, as it seemed that they were, or at least that Gelfond had some semblance of respect for him, at least. To have that kind of level of respect from that man, he must have seen something in him that was possible.
I mean, he's remarkably powerful, so.
Absolutely. Much more than I could ever hope to be.
I doubt that.
We all have our place, my dear. I don't mean that as a negative. I have my duties, just as you will, and just as Satyrian does, just as Shadar does. We're all here for a reason. Hopefully the reason is to keep each other going, if nothing else.
All right, well, thanks for let me bug you for a little bit, but I will leave you and Rocket to settle in. But the
Are
offer
you
stands
okay,
now
my
and
dear?
whenever. I'm lost in a bit of thought myself. Just not that I can conceive of something so powerful, but it just seems we don't even know anything about this madness or how it's spread or what's happened in the months that we've been gone. But just the more I think about it, it was obviously intentional and obviously a great amount of magic, but to what insidious purpose? Even the people who created the madness can't hope to control it. Well, what was the goal? The entire decimation of the continent? Who would want to do that? I know there's, of course, the science and the magic behind trying to figure out how this happened, but I guess I'm just stuck on the personalities behind it and the why.
Well, I think the why is quite obvious, unfortunately, my dear. Who is the one that benefits the most from a plague? The ones that can create the antidote. What better way to get power and standing in the land than to poison everyone and then magically create the antidote to make everyone better? Would you not become the most outstanding citizen that the world has ever known?
If no one ever discovered your plot, I suppose.
Yeah, well, from what we've seen so far, it doesn't seem that the minions, as it were, that are planting these things around the place are the ones that are doing the real work, if you know what I mean. It's easy to have deniability if your hands weren't in the cookie jar, if you know what I mean.
I'm stuck on it. That's all it is. Just because even the people who were spreading it, the person in the blue robe that came to Grendel had the madness. It was just taking over their face, right? So it's got to be more than power. It's something that these people are willing to suffer for.
Well, you do know as well, there are people in this world that just want to watch the world burn.
And on that brilliant note,
yes, I didn't mean to
no, it's
depress you anymore, my dear.
It's plaguing my mind anyway.
Well, just remember, if you ever need anyone to dig a little deeper, I'd be happy to do so, obviously, with your permission. Might unlock a few things you've forgotten.
No, I don't think I haven't forgotten anything about this plague. I barely know anything about it. I'm just but no, don't go in my head. That's weird.
Like I said, absolutely never without your permission.
But yeah, I don't think I have much to contribute to the intellectual discussions of the madness. So I was just trying to think about it in ways that match my own strengths.
Honestly, myself, I can mix potions and I can test things, but it's Aelfric who would have the intelligence to understand the wheres and whys. But we'll get the Duke to where he needs to go, and then we can set about righting some wrongs, hopefully.
Well, don't stay alone too long. I'll play you some when you come back over to the fire.
Yes, just grabbing some wood and stuff, and I'll be back. Okay.
Okay.
Come on, Rocket. Let's grab some wood. I'll start wandering away.
Okay. As the others kind of find the most appropriate place to build said camp, there's a slight bit of I suppose what can only be described as shoveling noises from around the side of the wall.
Shoveling noises?
Yeah, like the movement of like someone,
Digging?
yeah, frantically moving earth.
He's digging the grave for Aelfric.
Is this one
a
of our
little
people's?
premature, I think.
Tyrion was walking around that wall when the sound of shoveling intensified. Shadar, would you care to are you busy?
His chainmail is off. It's on the ground. His shovel's out. His wineskins beside him. His top is off. He's stripped to the waist, still in his leather trousers and his boots. And obviously, for anyone who doesn't know Shadar, he's covered in the story of the Raven Queen in the form of like a full torso, chest, and back tattoo, or series of them. And he's just shoveling. And he's just thrown. Not now.
But Shadar, you're digging a grave for the tree. You're going to be there for some time.
That's all I know. That's all I know how to do.
No,
He looks up at Tyrion. It's pretty obvious something has happened. He's haunted, and he's not mentally or emotionally in a very good place at all.
You don't seem your usual composure, Shadar. Do you need a drink? Can I get you something?
My
You seem
wine
disheveled.
skin here, my friend.
Oh, I mean something with a bit more kick. Would you like some of this whiskey?
Yes.
And he'll pull out the fancy whiskey from a while ago.
Shadar will just take what he knows to be a measure. He's not going to overindulge in something that he's not a regular consumer of, and he just keeps digging.
There's something coming that we are preparing for. Have you seen something? What have your elven eyes seen?
So much seen but heard.
Heard.
Half elven. My parents would be so quick to remind me. The word of the mention of parents, he just pales again and just starts digging.
Well, what have you heard? I didn't believe I'd been gone for so long.
Several things.
Well, I have the time. Share these things that trouble you.
Takes another swig of his wineskin. He throws a shovel into the maybe 2 or 3 foot of grave that he's dug already, and he's excavated. It's the sides of the walls are like ridiculously precise. He just looks down. He doesn't look at you when he's talking, but he looks into the grave, and he's after the fight, I took the time to cast a sending spell to that witch. Told her I'd grown in power. Told her of my vow to destroy her and my sisters. To which she replied, "Come find her in the Blackbone Barrow."
What?
Seems all of our paths are converging on that wretched place. Yes. Seems this is her residence. That's not the half of it. Told you what happened. My hometown. This spell she cast with the aid of my sisters. The one which forced the Mana woman's ancestors to rise from the grave ravenous, hungry, with the sole purpose of destroying those who came after them. How my mother locked me in the vault of the Raven Queen, the Vicanis vault, and went went to try and fight. She always did. Then, after a matter of hours, as I told you before, I heard some sort of tortured version of a lullaby she used to sing to me on the other side of the vault. The sickening sounds of her fists over and over again on the walls and the door of the vault, until they became wet thuds, her hands and bones beneath them clearly succumbing to the damage she was doing, which is more to her own appendages than the door. Well, in all those years, I've convinced myself not to cast sending to her. I'd hoped she'd been destroyed. Well, after the fight, I did it. Gods, I wish I hadn't. She replied, still in the same ghastly state, still in the same cursed form.
Well, perhaps it was not quite a blessing, but a fortunate event that you did decide. Because if we did end up going to Blackbone Barrow, which I surely do intend to at the earliest convenience, it would have been an awful disheartening sight to walk in and discover what you always feared staring at you. Whereas now you can go in resolved in the faith that you can bring peace to your mother finally. And I can find out if this hag has some gateway to the abyss, or if she has cursed both our families to restlessness.
It's just the problem. I don't know where that thing that used to be my mother resides. Is she still roaming the city? Is she still banging broken wrists and arms on the vault door, or the walls, or where I disappeared? Or is she indeed in the Blackbone Barrow with that thing, that witch? I don't know.
I don't know much about the living arrangements or the habits of hags and their creations, but if this evil creature is as vindictive as she sounds, I would almost guarantee that her tactic would be to put your mother wherever you will be.
You're probably right. I should have done this long ago.
Well,
as soon as I had the ability to cast that spell, I should have done it. I should have sought her out and I should have destroyed it, but I avoided it because I didn't want to know. Because I feared the answer would break me.
Well, that is possible. Or it could be that your good queen decided you needed the light of Torm's courage and sacrifice to join with you, to know that this mission may not end well for us, but we will get the closure both our families need. Perhaps she didn't advise you to use your magics before the time was right. The gods are fickle. Our lives are nothing to them in their reaches and lifetimes. We are but pawns on a chessboard that they have decided to move into position.
If that is so, why do you feel she would shield me from this until now? We are nothing. We are pawns.
We are pawns, and it is now our good gods' times to move their pawns into the line of the evil gods. This hag is not a believer in Torm or the Raven Queen, Tyr, Bahamut. Who knows who she devotes, if any? She could just be some scum-ridden skag who has crawled from the abyss. And we will find her, and we will send her back there.
stops digging for a second, and he looks up. He picks a shovel back up, just digs it in again, and just throws a scoop of dirt out, and he goes, "Oh, if she is not a believer in the Raven Queen, before the end, she will be. She will be."
Agreed. When the crows pick her eyes from her head and the ravens carry off her toenails, she will know as she joins the back of the queue to be
Indeed,
sent to the hells.
it is a wonderful place, that queue. And as you say, speak of closure, there is no better closure than the finality of death.
Yes. Closing the coffin lid and nailing in.
As it were, the last nail.
Exactly. That'd be a good name for a sword, would it not?
The
You should
last
say that
nail.
to someone in the temple.
Indeed. Yes. Anyway, yes, I need to finish this before I sleep. I fully intend on finishing this wineskin, so I may need assistance in getting up in the morning.
I'm sure we can manage that.
Do me a favor, would you?
If I can.
Actually, it doesn't matter. Fine.
No,
Another
no,
time.
no. Come,
Another
come.
time. No. Another time. Let me finish this. Not my best work, but
No, please.
it's still a fine place to rest.
You could calibrate a set square off those corners and edges. Would you stop, man?
Thank you. Probably one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to me. And Shadar will go back to digging his grave, and he's going to sleep in it tonight.
I was going to clarify. All right, excellent.
Okay.
I was going to ask Sir Tyrion to brew up his tea, but I don't think he's in a good enough place to remember the tincture tonight, so he's just going to sleep in the grave without making it.
I don't think Tyrion's ever seen the tea
He's
either.
too rattled, so he may not get a long rest tonight.
That means you don't get to level up.
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, he's not with it.
It's a shame you actually said that, because after that I was going to say to Mark, once we find out what Shadar's doing, that Daemon was going to sit there and brew the tea up for him.
Oh, well,
I was
feel
actually
free to
going to
do
say it. Yeah, no, I was
Feel
because
free to
we had
do it,
that
like-
discussion about it.
Yeah.
So Daemon, knowing that
absolutely.
you wouldn't be doing it because you're digging a hole, would
Yeah.
have done it for you.
Well, I appreciate that. So feel free.
Do the rest of us see Shadar digging this hole?
I'm like, by the time you return, I'm sure you'd hear it.
Oh, he's and like with every shovel strike to the earth is a. So he's quite. Yeah, he's working out his anger, his fear, his terror, his frustration, and his guilt in this act of just digging this grave.
I guess Mina sees Sir Tyrion come back and she just kind of looks over her shoulder. She's like, is Shadar okay?
No.
Well, for Shadar.
He's getting better. He's been put on a course that will make him better. Hopefully.
What?
What did you not understand, Miss Min? He is not well, but he knows what we must do to make him well.
Okay. So so we're just gonna leave him to dig the grave?
Yes.
I assume he's digging a grave. I don't know what else he.
Yeah, he's digging a sleeping arrangement.
One might say
I'm
he's
sorry.
starting out his digs.
His digs, yeah.
I'm sorry, you think he means to sleep in the grave that he's digging right now?
Yes, he does, yes, with his wineskin. You
Okay,
honestly
maybe
can't say you're surprised by this.
right, and perhaps I'm not the most observant of folks, but we have been traveling with Shadar for, a while now, and I don't think he's ever slept in a grave before.
No, but this evening he has discovered that our fates are even more intertwined than he was previously aware, and it will comfort him to sleep in the safe space of a grave. Now, he has no intention of filling it into sleep. It will be vacant of soil.
Are you sure?
Well, he hasn't asked anyone to shovel it in from above, so it'd look quite strange to discover a head standing with the tip of a shovel in the morning. Well, it's an 8-foot grave, but I can't imagine he can shovel over his head.
Mina will be periodically checking on the grave just to be sure. Who knows?
Just beware, he will hear you coming.
I'm sure he can hear our conversation now.
No, he's quite busy.
Don't worry,
Okay.
Mina.
Well,
He'll be
I
well
won't-
attended.
Oh, okay, great.
He's like
Uh,
currently brewing the tea as they're talking about this.
Is that Shadar's tea?
It's going to be something that helps him sleep, hopefully, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yep,
I will.
We'll look after him, don't worry.
Yeah, I will leave. I don't want to bombard him with people.
Would you be so kind as to make sure the Duke and stuff are settled enough? I know you're capable of producing the safe space, as it were.
Oh, and one of them are very super cute. So if you're telling me the best thing I can do is to entertain them, I can do that.
Mina,
And then Mina
you
just
are-
kind of flounces off like one of those hair bouncing as you're.
You are exemplary as always, Mina.
Mwah.
So once I finish brewing the tea, I'll take it over to the grave, and I'm gonna bring Rocket with me as well.
I think you probably know enough to wait until he's finished digging it.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like once
Yeah,
you
yeah, cool,
finish
yeah.
and he's finished brewing the tea, I figured it's all kind of,
Yeah,
finishing
this-
at the same time, kind of thing.
At like this point, he's just sitting in the edge with his legs hanging over, just looking into it.
Care for some tea, dear boy? I don't know if I've got it exactly how you have it, but I think
All right, you mean my tea?
well, it's my tea, but hopefully with the same properties that yours will do. I did have yours,
it
obviously.
completely slipped my mind, sir. Probably should. Need to
I
be
know
at
you
my
sleep
best.
better with it.
What's that?
I know you sleep better with it, so I was making some for myself anyway, so I figured why not for you.
I don't know if I sleep better for it. I just don't remember anything in the morning. I'm sure the dreams and nightmares are still there. I'm sure they still ravage my mind, but I just don't remember. Would that I could take a cup of tea that would do that for my entire memory. But I can't.
Lost memories is not a very good idea, I must say.
Depends on the memories.
No. Even the bad ones serve us.
Maybe so.
Are you not the gentleman you are today because of your memories?
I am the tool, the weapon. I am the tip of the spear for the Raven Queen.
And is that not because of your memories?
Yes, it is, but I can't help but wonder what I would have been had fate not forced me down this road, had I been allowed to choose by means other than tragedy. My life's purpose.
Well,
I don't. Yeah.
First of all, you may look older than you actually are, but that doesn't mean you're not too old to try new things. It's only yourself that is stopping you at this point. Look at this. from what you've told me about your background and where you live, this is completely new for you. That in itself is a choice to make something different of your life. The fact that you're helping us when usually you'd be off, doing the God's work. That in itself is a choice that you have made.
This is the God's work. I have been instructed by my temple to, as it were, solve this problem, stay out in the field. And anyway, yes, I don't know. All I do know is what I am, who I am.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes. I shouldn't think of, what was it? The high priestess of the Raven Queen said to me. I arrived there after being hideously aged by whatever creature that was. Think not of what you could have done with the lost years you lost, but what you can do with the ones that remain.
Don't get me wrong, Shadar. You've told us some of your trials, and to be honest, I would not wish to be in your shoes. You've handled it much better than I ever would have done. But I would urge you to see it as not as a punishment, not as a negative, but as propulsion. It's a drive to your better, more useful purpose, however you see fit that might be. For if you had not had the trials and tribulations that you had, you would be not so founded within your order. You would be not here trying to save what is left of this continent. With all the troubles that are going on, this is the least thing any of them need. Yet you're here, and you are trying, and whether sent, you didn't have to agree. You could have stayed, but you didn't. And you can't, there's nothing you can do or say that would make me believe that that was just because of an order. You may like to think that you're doing it just on an order, but I don't believe that. Not for a second.
I hate camping.
As do I.
Hate it.
I mean, is it really camping if you're sleeping in a grave?
That's why I dug it.
That's why it's glamping.
Well, come on then. And Daemon just hops down into the hole.
Not enough room for two, believe me.
Have you never topped and tailed before?
No, I'd rather do this one alone tonight, my friend. But thank you, I appreciate it.
Well, then you better help me out.
They'll reach down and offer his hand.
Let's take it and jump out. And
I should. And it's going to pull up the map of Castonia. Give me one sec. Because he's going, if it's on our way, he's going to ask. Can we? Okay, no, it's not really on our way, is it? To the Blackbone Barrow, Leyden.
that's up the top, I think, isn't
It's
it?
the other end of the lake, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, no worries. Okay, cool. In that case, he'll say nothing and he'll just go,
Well, I don't wish to recount the tale or what happened after the battle. But I suggest speaking with Sir Tyrion. He'll fill you in. Tell him you have my blessing. I can't tell that tale again tonight. Good night, my friend.
Good night, Shadar.
and you'll
I might
see-
not stay here with you, but whether you like it or not, Rocket will be staying here, but he's at the top. He's not in the hole. He's just going to stay at the top, but he's just going to keep an eye overnight.
Curious little fellow that.
He is rather, isn't he?
Yes,
Loyal to a fort.
Quite wrapped my head around it, but any friend of yours is a friend of mine, so it's fine. Good night.
It's best to imagine him as real and not to get too hung up on the mechanics.
And of course he's real, but as I just said, never seen anything like him, so.
Yes. So, Rocket, you look after Shadar this evening, okay? And I just give him a peck on the head, and then I'll head over to, as Mina's, entertaining the Duke and his soldiers. I'll go over to
I'm
Aelfric
just saying, I play for you all every night. I have so many instruments. You could try the drum. You could try the little drum. I've even got a lyre that you could try. And oh, come on, darling. I know you can sing.
Yeah.
So are you talking to the group as a whole or one particular person?
No, that was the group as a whole. Because I didn't imagine one person like, here's the drum, here's the lyre, here's the...
That's kind of what I was thinking for a minute. I was like, they're just going, whoa, like holding all these instruments.
No.
She's 5'2". Where is she keeping all
Yeah,
of these?
Thigh garter of holding, obviously.
Like, so the general morale among the guards at the minute is that they are just having like the worst time trudging through. Like, they're not afraid of like getting their hands dirty and hard work and all that kind of stuff, but this is you're kind of coming into day 3 in the bogs, and it's been nothing but like lashing rain this entire time, and it's wet, it's cold, it's kind of hard for them to be in high spirits, but they are kind of like, they're not ignoring you. They're very much down to, perk up with a bit of a sing-song, and, especially after what they've just witnessed this afternoon with, more of these like infected kind of abominations, like basically dragging themselves out of the river, a giant tree, animated and angry, and these giant hornets and the whole lot. Like, I mean, it's definitely something that they would be wanting to do, to just, light the fire, cook up some food, have an old sip of mead, and
it's like when your friends had a shite day and you gotta like drag them out the house, but once they're out the house they start having a good time.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of that kind of vibe happening, and there are some among the ranks who are more than happy to indulge in that this evening. So yeah, like some of them are just kind of like, stone-faced about the whole thing, but then others are just like kind of like holding the lyre and just going, and they give it a few strums, and they're just kind of starting to loosen up a small bit.
Excellent. And it's horrendous, but Mina's not going to say so.
Yeah.
While all this, Mina's entertaining the Duke's personal guard. Just doing that, and Daemon's gone over to Shadar, finishing his grave, and Aelfric's contemplating whatever
Aelfric has been quite,
is going on.
Aelfric's been quite deep in thought the whole time, contemplating.
He's got that disintegration
he's been called out by name. Yeah. So he has been rather quiet this evening. And
he's been full named. You know you're in trouble.
Yeah, and more deep in thought than normal.
Yeah, if even your last name is mentioned, you're in big trouble.
Hell yeah.
At least they didn't mention your middle name.
While everyone's somber and kind of a kind of deep thought mood in the camp, Tyrion's gone back across the bridge, and he's after positioning himself between a couple of the petrified people and the remaining branches, and he's just like the Conan training montage where in full plate with his shield he's just spinning around constantly, like switching attack angles and throwing the sword behind him as if he's fighting multiple combatants at once. And all you can hear is like the thud of the hitting the warden and the clang off the stone, and then grunts, and he probably spends the last hour before he decides to bed down doing that, just intensely training.
Okay. Okay.
Mina is just confused. She understands why Aelfric would be upset. And then it seems like Daemon's had some PTSD issue. But now Shadar is moping and Tyrion is and what happened? Did I miss half the fight?
Yes, but not intentionally.
Oh yeah, I just got that.
I love you, Andy. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, as far as she's concerned, she was asked to entertain these guys and ladies, and she certainly will do so.
Yeah, there
And
are
if she
some...
can endear herself to the Duke and the soldiers, that's just the better.
Yeah, yeah, and like, you know, it takes a little bit of time, but you eventually get a, you know, a nice little kind of, well, as nice as it can get out in these murky mirelands, but you know, a pleasant enough kind of sing along or storytelling kind of thing going on. So, like,
Where's Meal, by the way?
It's a good question. Actually, I've kind of lost track of Neil. I'm presuming he's around.
Yeah, I'm presuming he's around too. It's one of those that, like, he's not in combat, so I just kind of assume he's just always around.
But there's room in my bubble.
And I don't have a token for him,
with us
so.
two, with us three, shall I say? Once Tyrion comes over, there's enough room.
Sorry,
in my
say that
bubble.
again?
I said there's enough there's enough room in my bubble for the horse. Once Tyrion comes over, I cast it and bring the horse in as well. He'll be safe.
You need to get tokens
Mina
for
glances
fight
over, she's like, well, that's a trust exercise. Okay.
Start putting pretty bows in his hair.
Neil's used to it.
Yeah, I bet he is.
You'll find like one of the saddlebags that he has is just filled with things for his hair.
Rosettes and shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
A cone of shame in case he takes an arrow to the knee.
Circlet of a unicorn horn, fucking for parade days.
Yeah.
I hate to ask.
Go ahead.
Meal's got Mina's stuff. Are you going through Mina's stuff?
No, absolutely fucking not.
Okay.
Never. That'll only happen when you die.
Dude.
I love it's when and not if. Well, Shadar will tell you it's always when, but not
Exactly.
if.
It's only a matter of time
Indeed.
in the long term.
That ticking of the clock is my favorite sound.
No, that's Tyrion hitting something with a sword. It's just,
Yeah,
it's
it's just so
metronome.
rhythmic.
It's very rhythmical, isn't it?
Just
Yes.
so rhythmic. It's like a
Yeah.
metronome.
Yes, indeed.
All right, let's try it again. Listen to it. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. No, oh.
I mean, that's just
okay,
giving me a great
Jamie.
idea
All right.
for a gnome bard, a metronome.
Nice.
He's about a meter
great.
tall.
Oh, very good.
And he just walks.
Nice.
He's got one leg that's shorter than the other, so when he walks, he just does that.
Character writes itself.
Sorry, Mark. Sorry.
No,
Sorry,
I
yeah.
was just going to say I won't be doing it in any halfling measures anyway, for sure.
Oh, nice.
But anyway.
He might be a bit crotchety.
Yeah, so I like to think Mina is like just creating tunes based on the sound of Tyrion hitting these things. Like she's
I'm
getting
trying. I'm
getting
trying
a
so
beat going
hard.
to it. But can I ask the tea that Daemon brewed for Shadar? Just to refresh my memory, is it the exact ingredients, or is it like Daemon's take on it, or how is that? What's the story with that tea?
Okay, so I didn't have Shadar's ingredients, but I did know the taste of it.
Right.
So I would have, what I would have said was I would have tried to emulate that as much as possible, because Daemon doesn't necessarily understand that it's a specific mix more than it is just like it's like drinking a lavender tea before bed, you know, it kind of just soothes you. So you wouldn't necessarily know that there's any principle to it based on the leaves that's in it. He's just trying to do his best kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll help, but we try.
I'll alter the DC a small bit, but before Shadar goes to sleep, I will ask for a wisdom saving throw.
I've altered the DC. Pray I do not alter it further. Wisdom save?
Wisdom. Presuming everyone's going to sleep for tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a watch, of course.
27.
Yeah, you're fine.
The
You
wise motherfucker.
the tea
It's
kicks
wine.
in. The tea kicks in, and you're able to have a dreamless night.
That's a theme between several of my characters. Dreamless night sleeps.
Well, currently,
Oh,
Where do you think the fucking Dreamcatcher came from?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mark, remind me. I don't know if we know this as characters or not. At what point do we enter the Tunnel's dukedom?
you're in it right now.
Oh, so we're in it. It includes the bog. Okay.
Well, you went into the bog in the Fenwell, but once you kind of passed halfway through the bog, you're nearly out of the bog. You're now in the Tenno dukedom.
Okay. All right.
There was a boundary sign, but it sank.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning, you're like, what's that digging in my back? And you look over and it's the top of the sign. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So do we renew spells and stuff?
Renew spells, renew HP, and up
Hey,
that
hey.
level to number 12.
Oh yeah, 3 third levels. Let's go, baby.
Come on, Mark. Make it a baker's dozen.
Nah.
That's a thing.
I know.
Right.
13.
Yes.
13 's the
Oh,
biggest
okay.
thing, yeah.
It's just everyone was just staring blank face, and I was like, "Is that can't be an American thing, is it?"
No,
no.
we're staring at spell lists.
Yeah. I want to change my spells. Thank you very much.
I'm getting rid of sending because fuck that spell.
Understandable.
Shadar is not preparing that anymore. Almost as he's hiding the car keys on himself before he goes out drinking.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good
nice.
analogy.
So he's hiding. Yeah, he's unpreparing sending, so he's not compelled to do that again.
It's interesting, actually. Something I hadn't planned for, but the fact that we're recording this for the next session is the fact that people can see all my spells and everything that Daemon has. So luckily he's got no secrets.
Oh,
Can they?
Yeah, because when I open my sheet, they see everything I'm recording.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Okay.
I could do that pop-out actually. That.
oh yeah.
Then,
probably
if
should
you're-
do that, but-
if you're watching this recording back, guys, at least you know when to stop watching and when to kick back in again if you don't want to see his spell
for
list.
sure.
Yeah, I'll just say I'm opening my sheet.
3-second warning.
No, honestly, there's nothing on there that's secret anyway.
Okay.
Open up Aelfric's character sheet. Is like, why is disintegrate the only spell that's in here?
It's like 10 times.
Yeah,
How is
yeah.
how has he got a level 1 version and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5? It's like wow.
His
Level
life's
1
like-
version is like dis, and it's just like it's just like
One letter
it's just like a
Disinteg.
level 1 is just a dis, like, and it's like just a
Final
rat,
Fantasy.
a kind of a
style,
rap
the word
battle
just gets
where
longer.
part of his brain just disintegrates.
Yeah.
Power of the
Oh,
sun
Matt.
in the palm of my hand.
Aelfric took vicious mockery. He just
Man,
calls it this.
I was just looking at your character sheet, and in ideals and bonds, it just says it disintegrate in there. And
Bonds,
flawless.
not after being disintegrated.
Yeah.
God.
Ideals and
Kablam.
absolutes.
So, yeah, I think everyone is going to get a good night's rest. Can I get a turn order on the watches? There will be 3 watches this evening.
I'd say
Go
Tyrion was
first.
going. Oh yeah,
Oh, we could watch together.
yeah. I'll take
You
this
and
flank. You
me,
take that flank.
Some alone time.
Now,
I don't think we've had that yet.
But
guards
Tyrion's in
can
with
do
me,
a watch
don't
if you
forget.
want as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
get
forget Tyrion and Aelfric are in with me and the horse.
Get the red shirts to do the watch.
Sure.
Essentially, Rocket's always on watch.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
He's essentially helping, but because he doesn't sleep, the same as Tyrion's.
Does Daemon hear what
Shit
Rocket
dog.
hears?
No, but he knows that if something was to occur, to
Hmm.
let me know.
Okay.
So if Tyrion and Mina are up first, can I get D20 from one of you guys, whichever you would like.
Ladies first.
you.
Oh,
A 19.
Nice.
this is one
I
of those
see the
situations
1 and the
where
3 just right there, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
Let's get a D6 from you, Mina. A 4.
Okay,
raining.
okay.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
I'm sorry for all the rolls. We'll also need a D8, please.
Okay.
Oh,
This is the amount of vampires that turn up.
So you guys during your first watch, the rain is still hammering down, and as you're kind of doing your regular kind of perimeter thing, as you do when you do your watches. Can I get a perception check with advantage, because Rocket is helping you guys? So Tyrion.
So are we both making perception checks with advantage, or?
Yeah, because Rocket's helping.
Just to be aware as well, Mark, just in case it comes up, Rocket cannot be surprised.
Okay. I think I made this joke before, but it must suck to arrange a birthday party for him then.
Aw.
The way
That's
I
a good
wrote
point,
Shadar
actually.
is that he
Feel
can't
like
be
it.
surprised, but Mark continues to
Yeah.
blow that out of the water.
We need to work out everyone's birthdays, actually.
Yeah.
I think I've had this conversation with Andy before.
Players
Yeah, I know mine.
or
Mine passed, but
No, I mean,
no one was going to celebrate me, so it's all good.
PCs.
Oh,
Oh,
24.
yes, a 24 is good.
yeah.
So you are taking your watch, and it's hard to hear over the rain, but you know that kind of that splashy sound that the fast falling rain makes when it hits muddy ground, and the fact that there's a river nearby. You hear something close to the river. It sounds like, something just kind of going like at the water, like something like it kind of sounds like coming up for air almost. But you just see something like exhaust, like breath or some sort of gas.
So I'll take a glance at Tyrion. Does it look like I'm the only one who noticed it, or?
Yeah, just you.
back over here with me.
Just you. Yeah.
Are we sitting close together, or are you on a watch somewhere else?
I'll leave that up to you guys.
No, I'd say we kind of in the area. You might stroll around the back wall, but he's probably there at the minute.
I'm gonna mage hand poke him.
If he's outside the bubble, you can do that. If he's inside, you can't.
Oh,
I
but
assume
yeah,
he'd
no,
be
be
outside
outside
on
the
the
bubble if he's
watch.
on watch. Yeah. Just put him outside now.
Poke him again.
Hey, look around. Like, what the fuck is poking him? Yeah. Is that you?
Yes, come here.
What? What is
I
it?
tell Tyrion to be quiet, that he clanks over.
He's gonna sound like a tin roof in the rain, like.
Oh,
Has he oiled himself up recently?
So
I will draw his attention to it if I can see it, or just ask him to listen up for the sound if all I've heard is a sound.
But by the time Tyrion actually makes it over, that sound has stopped, and now you're just hearing like this scuttly sound close by. You have dark vision, but
Yes.
with a 24, you definitely see something towards the river emerge.
I'm gonna draw my rapier.
You
Tyrion, do you hear that?
yeah, you see it. It's more of these little things coming out of the river.
By the rivers of Babylon.
Excellent. Can I do something before they all like as I see them?
Yeah, go for it, because if you roll an initiative straight after.
Okay. Because I definitely want to like yell to wake everybody else up, but I don't know if that would be like my action before
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Okay. Probably worth it. Are we where we are?
Yes.
I assume. Yeah, that makes sense for where camp is. I might just move me over here so that I'm not scouting in the middle of everyone's cuddle pile.
Okay.
Yeah, I will shout to wake everybody up. Just
Right, if Mina's moving, can I just move one space the dangerous side away from her, just because he would have interposed himself between the danger she was pointing out?
what
Yeah.
a gentleman.
What an asshole. I'm joking. What an awesome dude.
He's not covered in steel for no goddamn reason.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Let's party.
Rocket also would be in the initiative, but straight after me. So it's up
Yep.
to you if you want to put him in, or I can just control him straight after me.
Yeah, you can just
Firstly.
do it that way.
Cool.
So more of these infected creatures that you'd seen from earlier have emerged from this river.
And just to be clear, we have the benefits of that long rest.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah. I'm
level?
just-
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's pretty fair enough.
Okay.
I think Aelfric needs to heal up. Then
That's true. Yeah, Aelfric, you need to reset your hit points back to max.
Ah, yes, quite right. Thank you.
And you are indeed up first. So Mina shouts out, and you just wake up.
Creatures in the camp! Wake up!
Oh, you can't get a moment's rest in this place.
Banging on the drum. Wake up!
I didn't get no sleep because y'all go get
Y'all
no
gotta
sleep.
get no sleep.
Yeah, well, we'll jump up, which burns half of my movement, right?
Yep.
Take a look around, and I think, understandably a little bit bleary-eyed. So these things, I believe previously we saw that they exploded, which is bad news. So I'm just going to sling a firebolt at this one here.
Yep.
so anyway, I started blasting.
Actually, you know what? Let's make that a scorching ray.
Ooh.
I'll sling two at the one more northerly, and one at the one on the other side of the bridge.
So just both of these two dudes. Okay.
Yeah, oof, not so good on that one. A little bit more like it.
But alas, both will hit.
Ah, okay.
So
So
sorry,
four.
there was 3 scorching rays. So which ones were getting it?
2 on this one,
Okay, and then 1 on this
and
one.
1 on that little guy there. So yeah, just kind of staggering to his feet. He just looks around and
Yeah, nice. Right.
yeah, 24 on the top guy, 12 on the one down the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, this one explodes into a puff of acidic mist, and the other one is heavily wounded.
Very nice.
Brilliant.
And again, sensing threat, he will use some movement to stagger backwards a little.
Cool.
I'll just sort my points out as well. Yeah, and that's it for my turn.
Excellent. Daemon, you shoot awake also.
Okay. Half movement, you said, right?
To get up, yeah.
Okay, so that'll leave me 15, 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. So that's 70 feet. Okay.
What?
I'm trying to work this out the best way possible. Sorry.
Roll of him psychic lance.
Don't read it. That was an accident. I was just trying to send the
Oh,
information.
sorry. I thought that's what Daemon was.
Oh, that's what I thought it was as well.
Ignore it.
No.
Don't read it.
Don't read it.
I won't.
I thought that was Daemon casting as well. I was like, ooh, what's
Me
this?
too. I was like, ooh, it's a new
Yeah,
spell.
this sounds cool.
Can you
I
put,
know. I was hoping to use it and be cool, but
is there any chance, Mark,
misclicked.
you can show me what a
Whose lance, by the way?
60-foot
No, I'm just
cone
kidding.
would be?
A 60-foot cone. Yeah.
from me, like towards these three. So I would get this bottom one as well, would I?
Yep.
Okay,
Nice.
perfect. That's what I'll do then. So Daemon walks up behind Tyrion and Mina and throws an arrow, takes an arrow out of his quiver,
Oh, this
throws it into the air
Ah,
as I cast Conjure Barrage.
Nice.
So this
Oof,
60-foot
nice.
cone of arrows just goes and just fires out
Ooh.
towards all three of these down the bottom
That's some Hawkeye shit
Brilliant.
right there.
without the bow because I'm better.
Yeah.
So deck
so-
saves, please.
Okay.
And
Making
the
it
damage
rain.
on that when I do it will be 18 damage.
So
Just
two.
want to focus.
So one will fail.
I think
Is it-
you still
it's-
take half damage, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this other burstling is going to perish as a result. So again, it just explodes. And this dude is going to take the full damage. That is 18. And this is going to take 9. Okay. Yeah. Great. Yeah. So you don't even like throw it like a lance or an arrow or whatever. You just throw it up into the air and just.
Oh yeah, it's literally just like a
Yeah.
whoop, and they
Yeah.
just
Like a paper plane.
Yeah.
and then I take it Shadar would have woke from that. We would have heard him moving about and stuff,
I
or at
guess.
least getting ready to.
I mean, I did shout.
Yeah.
Get up and shout. No, wrong person. 40. Yeah, so then Rocket's gonna run up in front of me. And that's it.
Okay. Sir Tyrion, over to you.
Tyrion will survey the battlefield and say, Miss Mina, take a few steps back. I must take this one. Shadar's in a hole without any armor. He'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and as he reaches the end of his movement, he will take a swing at this beast. For 16. Jeez, that's horrible.
16 hits.
For 7 pitiful damage. He'll go again. For 14, that time a bit more respectful.
Yep.
And that will end his turn.
Yeah, so you take 2 slashes of your sword, and you just with each hit you just shave off clumps.
Don't you get
of
3?
Just, with haste, you do.
No? I'm
Oh,
not
sorry, it's just
hasty.
haste.
But yeah, you just shave off like big clumps of this myconid flesh, this hardened fungus that makes up its body, and it just makes this like gurgly kind of sound as you do, and yeah, it's just kind of still shambling upright. Over to you, Mina.
All right, now you guys can read the spell. Mina's been kind of thinking all night about how to be more effective with her spells because they kind of been lackluster, we'll say, recently. And so, oh shoot, I forgot which one of these was more injured. Mark, was it this one
dude,
or
this one?
That one looks less injured.
Oh no, that's more injured. This one's less injured.
Okay, so so it's 120 feet. So this guy's definitely in range, and so Mina is gonna cast this psychic lance. So I'm gonna need an intelligence saving throw, DC 17.
An intelligence saving throw. Not intelligent creatures, let me tell you. That is a 7.
Yeah.
Excellent.
There isn't mushroom in their head for brain.
There is. So if it fails, it takes full damage, which is 30 points.
Okay. So what happens? He's still alive, but what happens to it?
The spell description says that basically a shimmering lance of psychic power comes out of my forehead, like some Zeus thing.
Nice.
Well, or a unicorn.
Or a unicorn.
Much more
or
fabulous.
like Combustion Man from Avatar, where it's just like but I don't like that idea. If if you want to RP it into some kind of like I pull it back like an actual lance and then just throw it, that would make me feel better. But if not,
I just had this image of my mind where you just get your 2 forefingers and just like whoop, and it forms like this bright lance.
Oh,
you just...
I was thinking more like one of those, like you hold your hand up and then it looks like you're taking it out of nothing.
Oh,
and then
that's much
you
better.
just go, and then it doesn't say what happens or not, but if its head could just explode as the lance goes through, that would just be just one of those. I've done something. It doesn't need its head to stay going. So yeah, that exactly happens. Its head explodes, but it's still upright and standing. Excellent.
Alrighty then. Shadar, over to you. You are in an 8-foot grave.
Yeah, so Shadar generally, like when he sleeps, and it's probably filling up with water from the rain, but like he deliberately sort of dug it at the edge of the wall here. So when he sleeps, he tends to sleep in his kind of leather pants and has to put his padding on and then the top of his chainmail, if that's okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he'll do. He'll sit up and go, by the gods, who dares to disturb the sleep of a grave cleric? In a grave, no less. And he'll just climb out and he'll doff his armor. So I suspect, yeah, too wet for the Raven Queen onesie. I suspect he'll just get out of the grave and maybe put his armor on. That's up to you, but that's all he's got.
Okay, I will need an acrobatics check.
Oh.
When you said about in the grave, no less, all I could think of was the line from Christmas Carol. There is more of gravy about you than grave.
Could I argue that Shadar is pretty good at getting out of graves?
Yeah, but it's going to that'll cancel out the disadvantage that would have imposed from the wet, murky, rainy soil. That's fine. Yeah, you get out no hassle.
All right, yeah. That would have been embarrassing.
I'm coming up.
Finest moment.
Something out of the poltergeist.
Yeah,
I
that's
dug
all
it so well. There was no grooves.
Yes.
No escape.
Yes. My eternal prison, fashioned by my own hand.
I imagine Shadar just like sinking his hands in, like climbing out, like
just upset,
like a T1000.
Yeah,
he wouldn't ruin the edges.
No, he wouldn't.
He's smoothing them out with his feet as he's dragging his legs down.
I'll fix that. Right there. I have to fix that.
So, the shambling infected next to Tyrion is going to give Tyrion an old Schlam attack, I think. There's a 14 to hit. Not going to do it, I would say.
It slams, but does nothing.
Yep. Okay. So bear with me for just a second. Yeah, that's fine. Next up is the one across the bridge. Just double check his movement speed, which is 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna dash 7, 8, 9, 10. Make itself real cozy next to Mina. Next one is up. Climbed out the wrong side of the river, methinks, but here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yeah, and that's all they're going to do. So back to Aelfric.
Are the Duke's guys just here, just chilling?
Actually, good shout. I forgot once again to roll them initiative. I'm going to add them to the turn.
I mean, they could just move back and we'll all forget that they were here. That's fine.
No. They're going to roll a 19, so that's pretty decent initiative. So I'll get them going. I'll get them going after Aelfric. Yeah.
Sure thing. Okay, so we got a couple of these guys moving in. I think Tyrion has his situation in hand. He's he knows a thing or two about up close and personal combat. Mina, on the other hand, well, she did just blast this one with a lance.
Have you seen her with a rapier?
Oh, but true enough, yeah.
I was gonna say, you're about to insult my martial skills too. I thought you thought I was good at that.
True. I'll just. We don't seem to be in too desperate of a situation, so I'll aim a firebolt at this one.
Nah, do it. Just disintegrate it. You know you want to.
I mean, yeah, I want to.
Who doesn't? 26 will definitely hit.
Even I've got to be mildly pragmatic.
Wow.
And we'll take that from a cantrip.
Yeah, for sure. Which one was it?
This bottom one here, the one not directly next to Mina.
24 fire damage. Yeah, this thing is severely blackened, and when the flames subside, you can still see that, like, one of its legs is still, like, the fire is still eating away at that hardened flesh, but it's still up and running.
Nice.
Jesus, it took my shot, took his shot, and Mina's shot.
No, I shot the other one, the one that wasn't as damaged.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, was there anything else from Aelfric?
I'll do actually no, that'll do. That'll do for me.
Okay, so I'm just going to give the guards, for brevity, I'm just going to give them like 2 attacks, one each. So here comes a sword attack on the one closest to. So this one 5 isn't going to hit. This guy is going to move up here. He's going to form more of a solid wall,
He's
protecting
still
the
asleep,
Duke.
that first one, isn't he?
Which?
The first one's still asleep with that attack.
Yeah.
Ah.
So this one's going to strike the one next to Mina. For
Oh
a
my
natural
God.
1. Let's roll a D100 for this guard.
Oh, great.
There's a
Oh,
Finest.
Sammy.
the Duke's finest and most capable. Let's see what happens to this dude.
Mina
seen-
entertained them too well. They're all too sleepy.
Yeah.
You gave me a job to do. I don't think you
You did it
I don't
too
think
well,
you
my
wanted me to
dear.
do it poorly.
So a 40. You are sorry, that's a success. Critical fumble. You miss an attack and gaze upon the chaos of the battle, causing your confidence to falter. Disadvantage in the next attack roll. Okay, that's fine. Well, that's not fine, but
I guess they can't do worse.
They're just meat to hip at this point.
yeah.
Uh,
Daemon, over to you.
Okay, so come up next to this one. Which one is it? It's this one. Yes. 13.
13 is not going to hit, my friend.
Damn it. Wait, I get 2 attacks, right?
Believe you do. At level 12? Sure you do.
It's level 5, you get 2nd attack, right?
Well, if you're a martial class, are you a martial class?
Yeah, it's artificer.
It's
I
not
do
on my
not-
list, but I'm definitely sure I do.
It should say it in the right on the right hand column. You should see extra attack there.
Yeah.
You might know for your class because you have a rocket.
No, but I think I do, but I'll leave it at 1 just and then I'll check it on the
I have it
on
here.
the
Hang on. You do not get an extra attack at all.
Oof.
Like at any level of artificer.
Wow.
Ouch.
Okay, I'll have to look at that. Okay. Yeah.
Get out
well
of the
then,
way, Daemon.
yeah. Okay, so then Rocket will come up and he's gonna try and bite the one attacking the guard, the lower one.
Okay, cool.
So it's a D20 plus 4. He's gonna get a 15 though,
That'll do.
and that's 1d8.
He has advantage if you want to roll that in case of crit. Flanking. Oh, sorry.
Advantage for the one in front
one?
of me. I think he was attacking. the
Oh,
other one.
sorry. Yeah, I missed that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so 15 and he,
nonetheless.
1d8. So that's gonna be for 7 points of damage.
How is this one down here, right?
The bottom one, yeah.
How does Rocket finish it off?
He's just gonna go kind of feral on it, bite its leg, and just be like, "Argh!"
Just pull it asunder.
And then, okay, yeah, and then the power coming off of Rocket from that attack is going to hit the one next to him.
Ooh.
Let me just read
Oh.
it. Yeah.
Sorry, I just realized that the one that I attacked is actually incapacitated.
Well,
We'll do it next time, but
So 6 points of damage.
That's exactly its HP. So this one is dead also.
nice.
Wow. What a power move by Rocket.
Nice.
Don't mess with the kitty.
Mhm.
If he's not hungry, you should feed him.
Is that everything from Daemon?
That is all I can do. Yeah.
All right, Tyrion, you are up.
Tyrion will rinse and repeat. Let's go for 2. 27 and a 22 for a total of math's wrong. 29 points of damage.
How do you finish this one off to end the encounter?
Oh, I think he cleaves it directly down the middle, bisecting it, and turns around to discover that all the rest of them are gone too.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So
Poor
that,
Shadar.
Shadar marches in. The fury of the Raven God, for fuck's sake.
Did you wake you good man?
Yes, you did.
so you were indeed correct. That D8 was for the number of enemies.
What was it? Jesus.
Yeah.
Anybody need some healing or something?
I rolled a 19.
While I'm up.
Hold on, what?
That
No.
would have been good.
Any of the Duke's men infected? Do they need to be dispatched?
No, they're all good.
No.
We're
Shadar.
quite all right, Shadar.
I don't think
He's,
any injuries were sustained.
I'm just gonna go.
If only all of our trials and tribulations were so easily cleared.
Just gonna pat Rocket and be like, "Good boy, Rocket. You did well."
Goodest of boys.
He did
I'm gonna
do
high
well.
five Rocket over the dead body in between us.
He's a remarkable creation.
He's gonna high five it, but not with a paw, with his tail, as he's
That works
traditionally
for
done.
me.
I do actually get an extra attack as part of my class or my subclass. I just checked.
Okay. I was looking at the general artificer
Yeah.
table. Yeah.
That's fine.
Cool.
Is everyone
Okay.
okay? Yeah, nobody's injured? No, we're good.
Appear to be fine.
What
Anybody
time
needs
is-
healing, come over to my grave.
Can I ask who would be taking the second watch?
Well, I'm up now and my armor's on. I may as well.
Okay. All right, I'll take a D20 from anyone, or from any one person that's doing the watch. If anyone's doing it with Shadar, I'll just take one D20.
Well, again,
Yeah,
Rocket
is
would
it-
be, but
A straight D20 or is it perception or what?
Just a straight D20.
Straight
just-
D20 coming at you.
Just to see if anything.
That's a 19 mark.
That's
Well-
another combat.
No, I'm not good. On the same roll, I just say nothing happens. So
You could.
It goes without. I could have, but you rolled a 19 last time, so I'm not going to roll the exact same encounter again. So
Is it just main rocket?
Yeah.
I don't know.
well, nobody else said anything, so I assume.
Well, we do the rounds then, myself and Rocket. And Shadar will be like, well, my little friend. Quite the quiet one, aren't you?
Just kind of
Sworn
gives you a
tree
look.
waves at you.
Yeah,
Does
You
it
know,
make any noises in response or?
can't talk. He will look at you though, and I'd say his tail would probably give a little,
Curious little creature. Do you know what will happen when your existence comes to an end?
He has no understanding of that. He doesn't
You
even
will.
answer you in any way.
You'll meet the Raven Queen like they all do, my friend. Joy in the back of the lovely queue. Hundreds of thousands of folk. Stretches off into eternity. All waiting to be pointed in the direction their lives have earned them. Beautiful simplicity. I love it. He'll wander around and just basically he's more talking to himself than talking to Rocket, like, but just grateful to have someone there and someone, to give him an excuse to speak these things out loud, whereas he normally has to do them in his head. And then he'll
Right.
kind of do a circus and sorry.
Rocket would be paying attention in the sense of, kind of looking at you on occasion to know that he's listening, but he would have no understanding of what you're saying as far as all the God stuff and that goes.
At the end, he'll just go, well, my friend, do you know what a high five is?
And he just whacks your hand with his tail. Not whacks, but like, you know.
I like you. Funny little creature.
I'd say that he's smart enough, like he's independent enough that he'd probably just wrap his tail around your leg like he did once before.
Oh. Is this an attack? Is an ability you have in combat? Cut the blood supply off from one's appendage till it goes limp, and then you should work on that. Could be quite valuable in combat.
Fondness is now an attack.
He'll sit down and he's not going to go back to his grave. What's that?
That extra effective against Shadar.
Yeah.
He's not gonna go back to his grave. He's just gonna go and sit there and just fall asleep. Who does he have to wake up next? Aelfric, is it?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Well,
Also, probably before his watch started, Mina would have prestidigitated, because if he was laying in the muddy grave, he probably had like a mud line where just everything was covered. She would have just cleaned him up a little bit.
okay. Well, I see. Thank you, I suppose. Well, Aelfric,
Oh.
your turn, my friend.
Oh, very well. Thank you, Shadar.
Would you like a nip?
Oh no, I'm quite all right.
You sure?
Like to keep a clear head,
It's good
especially
wine.
on watch. Oh, I have no doubt about that. You enjoy it, my friend.
I'll drink your part then. He'll take
Very
a good
well.
slug before he just nestles up in the corner there.
I'll take a D20 from Aelfric.
Certainly. Just a sec.
And don't worry, you're okay on a 19.
This is perception, yeah?
No, just a straight D20.
Okay.
Don't roll 20.
Take it, dog's just meandering around as well. I can't remember his name. Fido?
5.
5.
Don't
Your encounter goes without any issue.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So by the end of your watch, the sun starts to rise, and everyone starts to kind of wake up, and the Duke's men tell you that you're less than a day's travel from Mirren now, because you said that's where you wanted to go next. Your final destination is Petha, but there was talk about stopping in Mirren. So you're still a few days from Petha. But yeah, you'll reach Mirren today if you sit on your merry way.
I'm sorry, did you say final destination?
Well, not final. Final for this
right, okay.
bracketing journey in life.
I see.
Shadar, if you try hard enough, any place could be your final destination.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Gives me great comfort. Would you like a nip of wine before we start the day?
Sure.
Oh, sorry, I was referring to the guards.
Really? There you go. Gonna hand it over.
Oh yeah, I'll take a little bit. Give it back. Shadar seems in better spirits, and I would like to do my part to keep it that way.
Yes, well.
Amazing what a good night's sleep in a grave can do.
Yeah, did Mina say that out loud or?
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, cool. Yeah. No, cool. Yeah. As wonderful as I find this place with its circle of life, death, and decay, we should probably move on.
Yes. Oh, I agree. It is time to go.
So you guys sit on your merry way out of the bog, and within a couple of hours, you're out of the boglands, and the murky mire seems to, you would have had to recast Find the Path, I suppose.
Yeah, no, he doesn't, because he doesn't have that. He does, but he's not casting again. I was just looking at it to see
the guards
if it was concentration, and it was concentration, so it would have gone when I cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay, cool. The guards know their way out from here because they knew
Right,
that old tree from before. So yeah, I'll bring you guys over to the world map once again.
Amazing.
So you have cleared the Uthram Bog. You did not acquire any Groth Bloom that the good doctor had asked you to procure.
Shit.
They said we were going back for that because we think it could be guarded by a dragon.
Yeah.
That's
We were
right,
dropping the
yeah.
Duke off and Marin wasn't at it, and then we were going to
Yeah.
go back.
That's fair. No worries. The roads in the Tenno Dukedom are quiet. You don't encounter any. No, you kind of didn't encounter any like trade carts or fellow travelers really in the Fenwell Dukedom, but for good reason, because it is ravaged by plague. Last you heard, the Tenno Dukedom, the Dagorth Dukedom, and the Calomis Dukedom are relatively okay. There's still people infected, but it's not as bad off as the Fenwell Dukedom. But
Would we have expected anyone on this path? Because this path really just goes to the bog.
right, but the closer you get towards Mirren, you don't see anyone. Like, you're circling the lake, you don't see like fishermen or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
It's it's quiet, not off-puttingly quiet, but you might have expected to bump into at least some fellow travelers.
Okay.
Is it market day? Does anyone know?
I don't even know what day of the week it is.
Yeah, they do seem to blur into one a little bit when you're in a place like that.
It is the 5th day of the first 10 day of High Sun, just so you know.
Nice.
The guards would know that. So I'm going to get rid of this depressing, murky bogland music. And
So have any of you been to Marin before? Is it a big place? Is it just kind of a little town, or?
Would Shadar have been there?
maybe, yeah. Marin's a small fishing town. It actually, you would have been there before, even as a boy, because there used to be fishing competitions between Marin and Leyden. There'd be times where you'd take a boat from the docks in Leyden and go over to Marin. They're kind of like sister towns. They're very similar in trade and that kind of thing. And as I said already, there was always fishing competitions between the two towns where they consider each other rivals. The types of fish you would get in Lake Islet you'd get a plethora of them. There's a huge diversity. But the only thing is, since in recent times, in the last few years, the people of Mirren are led to believe that there's some serious pollution from the broken and collapsed quarries of Leyden that's kind of killed off a lot of the wildlife there. So their trade seemed to have suffered a little bit from that. But other than that, it is a very prosperous and quite a nice little town. It's run by a town master that reports directly to Duchess Tenno, who resides in Pethlin.
Dragonborn.
Who's that? Sorry,
Is that the Dragonborn that you told me about?
No.
Okay.
No. And that's pretty much it. It's a very quiet, kind of sleepy little fishing town. And if there's anything you guys would like to do before entering the gates of this town, because your travel goes without incident, I can bring you straight there.
It's not something that I'd like to do as such, but I would say to the party, it's all the same to you. I'd appreciate it if you kept your eyes peeled. As you're aware, somebody's pursuing me. I have no doubt that they have ill intent. They could be waiting here for all we know.
Well, what I will say to you, Aelfric, is if we are to be separated at any point, I'll send Rocket along with you, okay?
It's very kind of you, Daemon. I would appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Seems to be a dependable companion.
He will, and no doubt he would give up himself to make sure you got to safety. So I
hope it won't come to that.
Nor do I, but if it is, then that is his duty, and he understands that.
That's very gracious of you, and I shall gladly accept this help and this protection that you've offered.
Absolutely.
After each other, Aelfric. Don't be afraid. If anyone comes near you, they will be met with severe resistance.
Oh, I have no doubt, sir, and I'm appreciative of that. But I must say, I'm very curious to know just who it is that seems to know my name and have some sort of interest in me. I think if anything should transpire, we should try to take them alive and see what we might learn.
Well, I can only assume that with the scale of interest they appear to have, it will not be long before you start get the answers you like.
Yes. I concur.
I hope so. I don't like to leave a thing unknown.
And in the vein of keeping an eye out, if any of you were to see a mausoleum or a temple of Torm, a sigil hidden away in a back alley, please inform me.
Well, I'm sorry, what? A sigil hidden away in a back alley.
Well, if you see the sigil
He's just
scurried
saying that
away
if
or
you
just
see
hidden
something,
somewhere.
say something.
Yeah,
I'm just clarifying, Mina. Are you saying that it's quite possible? Should I leave an inn or a tavern to go around the back to have a wee? That it's possible I might see a sigil of Torm on a random brick on the back of it, or will it be something more obvious?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'm just
Okay.
believe there is some unyieldy business in Merrin that may not be obvious to the naked eye.
I see.
I'm gonna glance towards Daemon, hoping he like glances towards me and we meet eyes, just like
Yeah. And as they're doing that, before we actually get into the town, Daemon's just going to take out some cloth or something that he's got in his bag and essentially just give himself a hood, essentially. Just cover up his head and like a normal hood would. He doesn't have a jacket, so he doesn't have a hood.
Okay, so you're kind of concealing your identity a bit?
Not my face necessarily, but
okay.
Because there isn't my kind aren't exactly well loved around the place.
Okay. Anything else before you guys hit the city gate or the town gate? It's not really city status.
not really.
I'll bring you over. So you approach the walls of the town, and as you reach the gate, you're greeted by two guards. And
Shadar, there's a whole island that's a graveyard.
well, you can't really see that just yet, but yeah. So yeah, you two guards come to greet you, but you also see that the Duke's guard are like coming, like they're marching forward a bit, and you can hear everything they're saying. They're just like, we come with Duke Albrecht Fenwell. We've come through the Uthrim bogs. We seek passage through to Pethlin, but we've come here to rest. And there's a whole thing for maybe 5 or 10 minutes where there's a bit of like, oh well, Duke Albrecht Fenwell is dead and his son is, the whole spiel that you've heard a million times before. But he has the credentials and they let you in. So they all let you in through the town gate. And you do find that, Merrin is, I suppose, the way you remember it, Shadar, and any of you who have been here before, it hasn't really changed much. The people are still bustling about the streets, doing their thing. And the fishing port is busy, just around the docklands. And there's market is running as normal. It seems like there doesn't seem to be much of a kind of a threat of the violent madness around these parts.
Sorry, yeah, there was one thing that I would like to do before we go in, if that's all right.
Sure, yeah.
Shadar will say, out of reach, sort of out of earshot of the Duke, because I don't believe he gave his full name in front of the Duke, but he will say to his companions, my friends, the story I told you But my family's annihilation, it happened only across the lake from here. Now, I believe everyone assumes the Vicanus bloodline has been wiped out, apart from my father's. Hasn't been heard from in years. But I would ask you to refer to me by a different name while we're in the town of Merin.
Of course, if that's what you wish.
Given that I like Graves so much, maybe call me Doug.
I mean, at least you've made it easy for us to remember. Thank you very much, Shadar.
That's very fitting. It suits you.
Excellent. I just thought I'd pick something you could all remember.
Surely, as you're not in the means of doing it right now, it should be Douglas.
I mean, I could dig a grave anywhere, anytime. So I'd go with Doug,
Okay, Doug.
not P. Diggy. Nice, Mark.
I sent you a message there, Mark, as well, by the way. Discord.
Ooh, let me have a gander.
Okay, whisper. So there we go.
Whispish. I can't do it for Roll20 because everyone will see it.
Everyone will see it. No, that's fine. Sorry, if you do shoot me, if anyone shoots me a message through Discord, just give me a heads up because sometimes I don't see it. Alrighty. So, as I said, you guys walk through the gates and everything seems to be, everyone seems to be just going about their daily lives, It's a very small town, just neat little rows of houses and the odd, shop that has kind of things that one might need. It has general goods, it has a forge, it has, the usual stuff that a bustling town would have. And as you make your way in, and the guards do direct you to, they say the Humble Hearth Inn is down towards the south end of the town, where one might go to lay one's head, or if you are in the fancy of a drink, the Giddy Triton is always there as well. And yeah, they just kind of show you the forge, the general goods. There's also a little alchemy shop called Alchemicals, which
Hey.
yeah,
Hey.
Beautiful.
had to put that in there.
I have to say, it's a lovely map as well. It really is
It
stunning.
is.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, well, thanks.
Love it.
Capturing that fisherman vibe, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I did want to ask.
Mm.
So you see, use the different texture along the shoreline. Is that just meant to be like a wall, or?
Oh no, no. So it's a stone cobbled dock.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's the dock. All right. Cool. Just figured I'd ask because I know you made it, so there was clearly thought behind it.
Yeah.
But as we're walking, Mina was thinking about this, perhaps a little too hard. But then she's super proud of herself, so she's just like, Doug, next time, if you want, you could be Paul or Igor.
What?
Paul Bearer or Igor Modus.
Oh, what was the second one? You laughed in the middle of it.
Sorry, Igor Mortis, like rigor mortis.
Oh, Igor Mortis. I see what you... Yes. Pretty good.
Is it too late to change my wizard's name in that other game?
That'd be a hell of a name for a necromancer.
But it wasn't fast. So Mina definitely, she you said the name, we walked in, we got the tour, and then she's thinking in her head, and then she's like, or bring up a conversation that ended like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Can we ask the Duke kind of what his plans are to do?
So he has really no business in Mirren, but he's agreed to stay here a couple of days if you guys wanted to go back and do your thing and get the Graf Boon. But his main goal is to get to Pifflin. He has no real business here.
What do you think, gang? Will we take a day or two?
Well, I have
Well, with
Am
all
I?
due respect, the Duke does have his own personal guard. And we do have important matters to attend to. Back in the bog.
I
I
mean,
don't think it's unreasonable that we head back there.
Yes.
So looking at the map, I can't quite tell, but it looks like there are wetlands in Pathland that maybe kind of start a river, and that river does it does run past that bridge we'd crossed over this morning. I wonder if it wouldn't be possible to go to Pathland and acquire a sailboat or something to come down the river to get back to the bog.
Well, maybe we could. I might have a favor to ask of you all. If we could maybe settle into an inn or something and order some wine, as it were, and maybe something nice to eat. My treat. My treat.
I think we've earned it after the last few days.
I think you have.
Do you have a reason for wanting to stay here, Doug?
Well, I mean, given that it's probably close to the end of the day, and I mean, I think we could all do with a little a shot of civilization, as it were. If you use that term accurately in this little pisshole. But
Well, relative to where we've been.
indeed, my friend.
I mean, I don't need any convincing to spend the night in bed and not attend.
know.
So
Right.
Ryan to DM. Do I feel there's more to it than that?
Insight check.
I hate just asking straight out stuff like that, so I try to word it in a way that.
Okay.
19.
oh,
19. Yeah, well, he clearly, he clearly, based on where you are, he is a favor to ask of all of you.
Oh, so staying here wasn't the favor yet. That
No.
was just that was the convincer.
He wants to
Okay.
ask us the favour in.
Right.
Yeah, we
wants to
want to
get a couple of-
settle down the
But
end.
he's
take a
buttering
nice.
us up with the nice meal.
Well, not necessarily that. Like I think,
just kidding.
yeah, he doesn't feel like he needs to do that. But I mean, the nice meal and the warm bed is more for him
Mm.
because
Okay.
he
No, that's
fucking
cool.
hates roughing it.
That's cool.
So I don't know if we can continue on. It's absolutely no issue, but we could maybe allow me to press you for a service.
Okay.
Well,
Doug?
Doug,
Yes.
you've spared me from grievous wounds on more than one occasion. I'd be happy to help you with whatever you need help with.
Well, much
It'd
appreciated.
be my privilege.
I
What time
appreciate that, my friend.
What time of day is it?
It will be late afternoon, so maybe around probably around 4 p.m.
Oh, what a brilliant time to start drinking.
I might leave you go ahead. I just want to drop into the forge and try and work on something for a moment, but I'll meet you there as soon as possible.
Very well. I will stop by Hathor's goods and see if I can replenish my supply of leaves
Absolutely.
and things for my tea.
Daemon, yes, I'll accompany you to the forge. I wish to peruse some wares.
Absolutely, I would, be gracious to the company.
May
Rocket.
Sorry.
I was just going to say, Rocket, make sure Aelfric is safe, okay? By all means necessary.
Okay. Might I
Just
ask?
come along, Rocket.
Is anyone accompanying Shadar, or is he going by himself?
I'm going back. Well, I don't give a fuck. Going to Hathor's goods
Never a
get
true
my-
word
to
spoken.
get my tea bags.
Berries or lions? No butter. So you're
Barry's,
going
of course.
Barry. I'm a berries man as well.
So is it the Giddy Triton that we're intending to stay at?
It
Uh,
looks
it's
more
not
like
Heart, I think, isn't it?
it looks
you
like
can-
more, yeah, a pub than that.
Mm,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
wanted
it'd
to
be-
pop
it'd be
in.
the inn.
Okay. Well, we'll jump to Daemon and Sartarian first, then I think,
Okay.
and then we'll do. We'll start off there and go from there. So yeah, you go to open the door with blackened metal hinges on it, and you can already feel heat, at the sole of your boots as you enter this, as you come up to this door. With it, you need to kind of shove it a bit, but as soon as you do this, like this blast of heat just comes right up to your face, and it's that kind of heat that when you breathe it in, it kind of burns your nostrils a little bit.
So Daemon just stands there for a second and literally just like inhales, like, because like to him that feels like home.
Yeah,
that feels, for sure. He loves that smell. He loves that feel. That's everything he enjoys, kind of that way. So I head in.
Okay. You see this hulking half orc just banging away at an anvil in front of this just billowing hot forge, which is like in the shop, with a huge stone chimney stack just in the center of the room, just coming out through the roof, obviously billowing the black smoke out through there. But he's just standing right in front of this forge, close, like you were at the door and this was intense heat. He's like standing right by this thing. You'd think it would be enough to like burn the skin, but he seems to be like his dripping sweat, but he seems to be liking it.
Good old Smith.
Yeah, okay. He doesn't even hear you come in. He's just banging away.
Good day, my good sir.
He just stops hammering for a second and he goes, "Oh, come on in." And he just like resumes hammering. What can I do, you fine gentleman, for?
I was actually wondering if for myself I could procure the services of your forge maybe for a small amount of time this evening.
Is that right? And he kind of takes a second glance at you, and your face isn't hidden, right?
No.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, you look like the kind of guy that can handle the heat. What's your skill level?"
Well, I guess I could show you, and I'll pull off my bow and present it. This was a standard bow, but as you can see, I refined it to make it a little bit more powerful. I do also have credit from the Duke's army for his armor and for the weapons that they use.
No shit. And he'll just like look at it. He won't like take the bow out of your hands, but he'll like run his like fingers along at you, just like examining it.
I imagine it's like a toothpick to him.
but still, he's like some fine craftsmanship that you put into this. I can tell that you're a man of detail. Some people like to go for robustness, but it seems you've put much care into and precision into the craft you do, and not just make it all about strength and durability.
I mean, I can do robust, not to the level that I'm sure you would be able to do, my good man. But yes, I do prefer to make the finer things if I can.
Well, I'll be letting you use my forge then. I'd like to see what you can create using these superheated coals that I have burning here. He'll extend his hand, and his hand is like all charcoaly and sweaty and grimy,
blistered, and
the whole shebang. It's wrapped in a bit of a bandage as well. My actual name is Cero, but people around here just call me Ferris Cooler.
I knew it. I knew it was coming as soon as you said it. Well,
I can't help myself sometimes.
I love it. I know, I love it. Well, Ferris.
Mark, I think he's sick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
When is his next day off?
Well, Ferris, as you were good enough to tell me your name, I should tell you mine, but I would ask you might keep it to yourself, at least for the meantime, due to business we might have here.
My name is... That's no problem at all, my good man.
My name is Daemon.
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, Daemon.
And yours. I believe my friend here is maybe looking to peruse some of your fine wares while I work away, if that's fine.
No problem at all. And he'll kind of size Tyrion up and we'll say, favor the sword, huh?
Yes, it's quite an enabling weapon. It's a gift from my grandmother, or great grandmother, but it does the job just fine. Sharp as ever.
I kind of take a glance at it and say, you can tell that it has seen its fair share of action over these last few years. Your great grandma must have been must have had one hell of an arm on her.
Oh, she does, and that coming close to her 132nd birthday, she is strong as ever. Trust me. But I digress. It is not exactly for armaments I come, although judging by your display, you are definitely a master craftsman. I ask you, as a heavily armored individual, and I assume you are the only smith in town. Would I be correct?
That would be correct, sir.
And I assume you would maintain the armor of the armored in the town, and I'm looking for the family of Dromar the Unyielding. Do you know this name?
Dromar? Well, yeah, I do. I can tell you where to find him too. But don't think he has much family around these parts no more. But I'm afraid the bloke you're looking for is sleeping his eternal rest beyond the graveyard.
I must say, when you said you know where to find him, I was a bit taken aback. I assumed you were going to tell me he was walking around, and then that would have been a whole different matter. Yes, please, if you could inform me of his final resting place.
He was a bit of a hero in this town. You know, he was one of the first people to leave this town and become a full-fledged paladin. I've heard stories of, him and his companions traversing through. I tell you, I don't know if you know, but I can see from your armor that you follow the same path. But I've heard stories. He's been to places you wouldn't want to even believe exist.
Yes, I would believe this.
But I don't know the extent of the truth because all I hear are the tavern tale part of his adventures. But yeah, he went and dragged himself back home a good while back, and ain't nothing a healer could do for him. He just he died a few days later, and there's a shrine dedicated to him, a mausoleum in the graveyard.
Yes, I appreciate this.
No surviving family members that I know of, anyway.
At least I have a resting place where I can go and pay my condolences for his services rendered and the wishes of my family for his. Thank you, and by chance, you aren't aware of, I know it may not exactly be your area of expertise, but I wear these master crafted gauntlets that give me a bit of a boost, and I was wondering, have you heard tell of a belt of similar resources in the area that can buffer oneself?
Certainly not around here, but you can get all sorts in the likes of Pethlin and Heatcote.
Pethlin.
There's some very talented mages around those parts. None that I can think of offhand, but I do congregating around the central keep around Pethlin. You get all sorts of fancy wizards and tinkerers and the likes. Who knows what they have?
Well, that's good news. Pethlin is on our list of destinations, so I thank you, Ferris, and I will leave Daemon to his work and find the rest of my companions. Good day.
Good day to you as well.
I will see you back at the bar, Tyrion.
See you soon. And he'll make for his graveyard-loving friend.
Okay.
So essentially, what I wanted to do is I wanted to at least start on the makings of the thing we discussed.
Yep.
So will I roll a Smith's tools?
I think that would be appropriate.
Okay. Oh, actually, it's queried. So let me just. Oh no, wrong one. So this is why you should have your stuff ready, guys. I actually didn't know they were out.
Daemon walks into the blacksmith's tools. I want to make something. It's like, okay, I forgot my stuff.
Actually, Ferris would. Yeah, Daemon would use his own tools. So yeah,
Sure.
Ferris would see him undo the patch on his trousers, and then unclick the metal plate as such.
Whoa! I
tools.
only said you could use the forge.
Soft jazz starts playing in the forge. So,
Starts over
yeah, so I got a roll of 22.
yeah, that's perfect. You're able to make a very good start on the contract. In fact, Ferris, like he'll kind of look over at what you're doing at after like you're a few hours in, and he'll kind of like squint his eyes and go, "Hey, you working off blueprints or whoa? What are you doing?" You don't have to tell him. That's just what he does.
I
Like,
don't know what to tell you, dear man, other than I see what I want to build and I build it.
Because he doesn't like fathom what this thing is. That you're doing. Yeah.
Essentially, this will be to ward away bad effects. So yes, once I've finished it, and maybe once we're back through town again, I may get to show you again one day.
I'd certainly like to see that. I ain't seen nothing like that before. I can't wait to see it when it's finished.
Well, if you think that's pretty special, before we leave town, I'll make sure and introduce you to my friend Rocket.
Oh. Yeah, it sounds like a gnomish name if I ever heard one, but sure.
I mean, he is kind of short in stature, that's for sure. But yes, what do I owe you for the materials and such, and for the time?
He's going to let you run a tab for now, and he's not going to charge you just yet because he's interested in the thing you're making.
Okay. Cool.
I'll keep a tally. You don't need to worry about that. And I'm not gonna do you wrong, sir. You seem to be a talented young fella.
I must say, Ferris, that there's not many in our line of work who I actually would say that I would admire almost from the very first meeting. So for that, you have my thanks, and I look forward to being able to do things with you in the future.
Yeah, it's very kind of you to say, young man. I'm just less interested in the coin and more in the craft. So if you can teach me a thing or two, well, I'll be happy to see what you come out with.
I'd say you could.
I do
Cool
like big
choice of
strapping
words.
boys. Say, do you happen to drink in the town?
Oh, you bet I do.
Down in the inn, is it?
I go to the Triton myself, but it's close by, It's less of a distance to stumble back on home.
Okay, but it makes perfect sense. But if you do find yourself at the inn, make sure and come and say hello.
Indeed, I will. Good day to you now.
Good day. And then, yeah, I'll start heading off down.
Cute. Before I jump to Shadar and Mina, Aelfric, were you doing anything at all?
Yes. So Aelfric is going to look for any sort of shady-looking individuals around the town, the kind of people who might know what the word on the street is.
Okay. Let's do a perception check.
Yeah, sure thing.
I would say if he's told Rocket of his intentions, then Rocket would probably be helping him as well.
Let's do an advantage roll then. Yeah.
Certainly. Thank you, Rocket.
Ooh. Not that you needed the help.
Wow.
Yeah, like, I mean, Shadar says, like, Aelfric, you're kind of walking about the town, and you kind of reach the docklands, taking a stroll by the pier, and between two warehouses, you see a guy, you're just kind of like smoking a smoking a cigarette, and he's just kind of leaning, kind of arms folded against one of the warehouses, and you kind of like lock eyes at him for a moment, and he just does that like up nod, you know.
My good fellow, a moment of your time, if I may.
Time's money, boy.
And yeah, pull out a single gold piece from my pouch.
Okay.
And go, this is yours for your time. There's more where it comes from if you can provide me with some information.
Oh well, yeah. I got some time.
Have there been any strangers in town lately? Specifically ones that may be looking for a wizard?
You kind of like look up at the sky for a minute, look back down and go, no, not that I know of. Is there anything else that might narrow down your search? Like someone looking for someone, you know, you like, I don't know.
Pay
if
it no
someone-
mind. Pay it no mind. And I'll pull out another gold coin and give it to him. Say, if anyone does come asking for Aelfric Elnarin, tell them they can find him in the humble hearth.
All right. Oh, yeah. I certainly will. Aelfric Elnarin, was it?
Correct.
Certainly will. And thank you for your time. I'm always make time for people such as yourself. And he'll do so while like curling the gold coins between his fingers.
Well, yes, it's always good to get the inside track. And yeah, Aelfric will says farewells and head off.
Okay. Very well. You're heading back towards the inn then.
Yes, yeah, would be.
Cool. Mina, were you with Shadar or were you doing something else?
Yeah, I originally was gonna go to the Giddy Triton, but it can't drink alone, so I'll probably follow. Plus, Neil kind of tugged on my hair, reminding me that he hasn't had any of the good treats lately. So,
okay. As you're walking down the street, you know, as I said before, it's just this kind of sleepy kind of fisherman's town, but you see people like out and about doing their own thing. And you're walking down the street when the pair of you, Mina and Shadar, you notice that as you're walking by, there are some kids about playing. And, you know, there's like...
Stars immediately irritated.
sorry,
Immediately
David,
irritated.
Oh, right, okay. I was like, did something happen?
No, she hates kids.
Yeah.
Aim strike that child.
Yes.
I had
Yeah.
to laugh because it was the in sync, like,
Yeah.
all right, children.
Yeah. Unfortunately, then there are some kids about playing, and you know, there's, you know, boys kind of chasing after each other, and there's a few girls with like two holding like one end of a skipping rope and the other one in the middle skipping, and they're singing a tune. And as you're walking by, you can't help listen in on what they're singing, and Shadar, you notice that they're singing, you know, this kind of like rhythm going, come over to Leyden, and you will see Shadar Vacanus hanging from a tree. Do you think he'd come alone? He would never. So bring all your friends and cross the lake and play with us forever. And like all their faces, they all stare at you. Their faces turn pale, wrinkled, and their eyes become just black ichor holes, and their teeth razor sharp, and this black pus comes out of their mouth as they say that last sentence.
Do
Mina,
I see this or
they're just singing a kiddie's tune. You don't hear that at all and see anything, but Shadar, you hear and see all that kind of stuff. And you kind of do a double take to say, and they're just resuming as normal, singing as normal.
He just goes just around the corner and just vomits.
Oh, Mina does the kind of hesitant, comforting pat on the back, making sure she's
He does
grabbing the braid so it doesn't go in front.
the hand away thing, and he's just like, yeah, he just falls to his knees. Then after like it's mostly red wine that comes out of him. But yeah, he's just on his knees now. And
Shadar, are you okay? What just happened?
you wouldn't believe me.
We fought a tree. I would.
Hey.
We.
Did you hear the? Never mind. I should just cast spirit guardians and incinerate.
Okay. What
Did you hear?
the children singing? 1, 2, Freddy's coming. I mean, it's a creepy song.
Not what they said. Can you throw it into the chat?
Yeah.
Cool. And Shadar will read it out. So he'll I'm not going to repeat it, but he'll
Yeah, he'll say it. Would Mina know anything about any kind of creature that could just, I don't know, it sounds like a bit of a mind attack. So Mina's like, oh, is this like a ghoul? Is this like a banshee? Is this like some other spirit things or legends that she knows about? Or does this sound like Shadar had way too much wine?
Like, I mean, he probably wasn't drinking enough to drink himself into oblivion when you got to Mirren.
No,
That's
he
what I
was
thought.
he just takes the odd swig.
So yeah, Mina's inclined to believe him. Where did you throw the
It's in the Roll 20 chat. The rhyme.
Roll 20 chat.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't see it yet.
Okay, I'll put it into Discord as well.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, you got it.
Come over to Lane and you will see Shadar Kenneth singing from tree. If he's alone, he would never.
I mean, to bring out a creepy kid voice for you.
What? Sorry.
Are you gonna get Persephone to sing it out for us?
You will see shadow of a kindness hanging from a tree.
Anyway.
You think he's come alone? He would never. So come along all together and play with us forever.
Pretty much that.
Lovely.
Excellent.
That's what I heard them sing. Leiden, the town I'm from. It's only
Right,
across. It's across the lake. It was what I was about to ask you about, but can we just get our business done in Hathor's Goods and meet the gang in the inn and explain?
Offer him a hand up.
Thank you.
And just do one of those, like, I guess shoulder rub things, walking with a friend, and she's like,
It's
"Right,
kind of awkward,
Douglas."
but okay. Yes, Doug. It's not Douglas, it's Doug. I told you 100 times. Right. Into Hathor's Goods it is.
Oh,
And so he's gonna go into Hathor's Goods super fucking angry because this is the only social situation he can control right now,
okay.
based on how out of control he was in the last one.
Uh-oh.
All right, so we kind of swinging that door opener.
What is that poor
what's going on?
NPC that Shadar is about to Karen?
Think like Kramer, but with a mace.
And this elderly dwarven lady just goes, "Whoop,"
Oh God.
as you bear try kind of.
Oh man.
Doug!
Woman,
Huh? And she just adjusts her glasses. Yes.
I have a very specific shopping list and a very short amount of time to fulfill it. And he'll
Okay.
slam a list in the round with
with all the herbs and things. He needs fetch it forthwith, and if you do so in a timely manner, there will be a tip.
She takes the thing in trembling hands. She's just like, okay, and just going to listen. What are you
You
doing?
need to scare her.
So
It's encouragement.
is there anything like outlandish on that list, or is it?
No,
all
it's just his tea.
No, okay.
It just reminds me of Scrooge telling the kid to get the turkey cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
And,
Who owns those children out there playing their little games, singing their stupid little songs?
this is the village kids, and she's just like all discombobulated and frightened.
But they are real, are they not?
I'll get your things.
Yes, please do.
She
You saw
just
them,
kind
Mina. You saw them, didn't you?
Yes, I saw them. They're real.
Right.
so you hear like boxes being tippled over in the back, and something breaking. And you just hear this like, okay, and this, okay, and like,
Listen, you've scared this poor woman like half to death, and you probably think that's a compliment. Do you want me
I
to
do.
just you want me to just finish here? I can meet you at the tavern.
No.
Or you can
I
stand
intend
guard
on tipping her.
and make sure that the children don't transform into hellish beasts.
Oh, I
in
could
need of a mace.
transform them into corpses.
I love that.
Why don't you go stand by the door and size up what kind of graves they would need, and I'll finish this.
I could stick my foot in the ground and it would work for them. But anyway, no, I'm fine. This old woman has a matronly capacity, a vibe to her that is, it's calming my nerves, as it were.
Is it?
Can you not tell?
You just hear another crash in the back room.
Well, I don't know if you're having quite as positive of an effect on her.
Woman, your expediency is appreciated, but please do not interfere with your filing system.
Oh, just a second. And
I appreciate
take your
efficiency.
He just sounds grumpier than he is.
and no
Doug
sooner
is not.
no sooner do you finish that sentence than she comes back out. You just see the tuft of white hair from behind the counter just kind of saunter out and reveals this little parcel that she has already tied in a little string knot. She says, hey, everything you require is in here.
Very well. How much do I owe you, woman?
5 silver, please.
5. Here's a gold.
Oh, thank you so much. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Well, take my advice. Do you see the expediency and efficiency with which you worked when somebody who was angry came in? Maybe apply that to everything you do from now on without the fear. And you'll find your work you might finish an hour earlier. Also,
perhaps.
if you know anyone sick or dying, let me know.
With
I can speed their journey on.
With a passive perception of, what is it, 24?
Yeah.
You catch a glance at the back room before the door swings shut. The place is a mess because she was ransacking the drawers. So in the expediency she probably gained from rushing around the place, she's probably going to have to make up that time cleaning the back room anyway. So, but yeah, she definitely takes your advice on.
He'll drop another gold on the thing, so she got 1.5 for her herself. And he's aware of the effect that he's had on her. But he appreciates the 1.5. He appreciates well, he feels that he's paid for a punching bag, basically, a social one. And he'll walk out. May the blessings of the Raven Queen be upon you, woman. Your time is nigh by the looks of you.
Wow. Okay.
Damn.
At some point, if they had any fruit or whatever, like apples and stuff, I would have picked some up.
100%. Yeah, you can get those.
For
No problem.
meal. You want to just call it a silver, or do you want?
Pardon?
Do you just want to call it like a silver for the stuff, or?
If it's just fruit, like it wouldn't even come to that. But yeah, we'll just call it a silver for simplicity's sake.
I'll assume I get some for me, some for the horse.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Grand deal.
Excellent.
And impatient as always. As soon as I come out, I've got the apple open because I know he's just gonna snatch it.
Very good.
I know we have to finish soon. Are you guys okay to pass forward to the inn so I can ask the question, or do you want to do that next session?
I'm good.
I'm good for another 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. Let's do that then. So I don't have a map for this, so we'll be working off the Mirren map. So yeah, you guys make it all to the inn, and it again, it seems like a real kind of cozy place. It's less kind of roomy than the inn you were back in Femlis, but it is definitely more, I suppose, picturesque in terms of view and all that. But yeah,
Are we
cozy.
doubling up, tripling up, quadrupling up?
Up to you. They have rooms to suit all needs.
They have like
Oh,
10
yeah.
rooms.
Yeah, like I mean, it is a guest house, so they have a whole bunch of different rooms.
Okay.
I would like my own room, please.
Oh,
I
very
think we
well.
all would. It was just if they didn't have the capacity, then we were gonna have to figure it out.
Do they all have baths?
No, communal vats.
Oh, not again.
And how long will you be staying, sir?
3 days.
Very good. There'd be 5 silver a night for a single room with a view of the whole lake.
5 silver. And so what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25 silver a night, which is 75 silver, which is 7.5 gold. Here's 10. I'll cover it.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And I think you've already covered it here, but just so you know, for an extra 5 gold, I can tuck you in so tightly I'll finish the fucking job that bitch and Miss Moore should have done. But what you all guys hear is that for an extra 5 gold, you get board included.
Well, that's very reasonable.
That sounds like a great idea. What do you think, Doug?
He's just turned and he's just like listless and like he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. So he's just walking. He's just like all the coins are just like scattered across the counter, and they're falling over the business side of the counter. And he's just like he's just like walking away, and he's just sat down on a chair somewhere.
I'll tap Mina and just like go and deal with him, kind of thing. Yeah.
Someone got something in his wine.
And then I'll say to the guy, it's okay, my dear man. He can't. He loves it when he gets such a good deal that it just goes blank faced.
He's overwhelmed.
Here's
You
the
see the
extra
amount of
5.
coupons he has.
Here's the extra 5 gold. Thank you very much, my man. And would you send over food and drink? Would that be possible?
Absolutely, yeah. He's just like kind of gathering up the coins. Like he's pleased with himself. He's made a serious profit on that.
Daemon wasn't even arguing after what just happened there.
Like so, he went pale, and it just
yeah,
like it looked like he was about to pass out.
I don't know if you sat on like a couch or a chair or anything that.
Whatever's there, he's just like whatever's in the opposite corner of where that person is. So if it's a circular table with a couple of chairs, or a long table with a long bench, whatever it is, he's sitting down.
Yeah.
And he's like,
so Mina will slide next to you on the bench.
His arm. Did you hear what he said?
Kind of place a hand on the shoulder and say, well, I think, did you hear something different again?
Again.
Well, with the
He
kids.
said for an extra 5 gold, he'll finish what that bitch in Mist Moore didn't.
Oh no. No, he didn't say that at all. He said we'd get food.
That's what I heard.
Are you
Are you about to ask a man who is quite possibly losing his mind whether he's losing his mind?
Would we have come over to the
No.
table by now?
I mean,
I
yeah,
was gonna
like, happy
ask
for that.
if
Oh, yeah.
you're hearing more than just the 2 instances I heard.
What 2 instances?
Well, with the kids and
Oh no, not. I mean, it's pretty obvious when I hear that shit because it comes out of nowhere, and you know, I think I have a very obvious and physical reaction to it when it happens. So nothing that I haven't told you about, as it were. Hopefully, no more. But
Can I ask what in the hell is going on here?
Is it the same voice both times?
was it?
No,
No. So it's that person's voice, but they're just
deepened and contorted.
yeah. So it's the same voice, but like more like it.
Yeah.
Georgie.
Hiya, Georgie.
Oh, that is brilliant. That is very good.
We all
Mina's just
float
racking her
down
brain
here.
trying to figure out what this is, or if this is Shadar's own
yeah.
twisted version of PTSD.
So Damon's also just
Shadar
asked
is
what's
like,
going
what-
on.
I was well, it all began outside the little old woman's goods place. I've yet to determine whether she has anything to do with it. But anyway,
Are there people around?
if there are, he won't. Yeah.
No, it's still early enough in the day
Okay.
for. Yeah, we'll just say for argument's sake, there's
It's outside Hathor's goods. Bastard children playing their games and singing their little rhymes, and then they sang this, and he'll tell Daemon what it was, and Mina heard something different, and then right here, this godforsaken little shithovel. Halfway
Shadar a
through,
wineskin.
Shadar.
we're not in the wild anymore. I'll take a class, but then the thing over there said this, and he'll tell him.
Shadar.
We're only across the
I'm-
lake from the town I told you about.
I'm asking for your permission, Shadar. May I enter into your thoughts to see if it's a memory that's of that happening, or whether it's a illusion of such?
No, it's not a memory, my friend.
But it would be if
The
if you
person-
heard it, then you saw it.
No, the person behind the bar referenced a place and a thing that happened after I left Leyden. Years later, when I was an acolyte, I went to a place called Mist Moor. That's where the creature took my years from me.
Yes, what I mean, sorry, is to say is, if you'll allow me to look into your mind, I will be able to see how you saw the barman
Oh, very well.
speak
Yes,
to you
do
in
it.
that way, and then at least we know that, you know, it's not you to allay any fears from anyone.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm
Are you
with
suggesting I'm
Shadar.
mad?
No, absolutely not, Shadar. We're all friends here. I just want to be able to help you. That is all.
On the condition that that is the only thing you look for.
I would never disrespect your trust again.
Agreed. What do I need to put your finger up my nose or something?
No, just
No.
sit there and look into my eyes. And I'm going to use my helm then to read his thoughts, and specifically to these instances.
Zero in
blink?
on that.
I mean, it won't matter much.
I can
I
blink.
just wanted to look at your face, so that's why you're looking at me.
Right.
Shadar's like tearing up because he's just trying to.
So obviously that means Shadar is willingly failing the save.
Yep.
So yeah, you are able to zero in on those 2 instances, and yeah, you see, not only do you hear what Shadar heard, but you see the faces contort and change, and yeah, you
And
see and
it's-
hear what he did.
Is there anything familiar about the way in which they contorted and the ichor and stuff?
Say that again.
Is there anything familiar about the way in which their face is contorted and the ichor? Like, would it be like, because if it's a banshee, obviously it become more white and mist-faced, whereas if it's like a hag, you would maybe think it would be more like demonstrous or
Make a, let's just go straight intelligence check. Just because I'm not really sure which check to make it. So I'm just gonna
say that before I even roll, I'll add my flash of genius to it, regardless.
Okay.
So that's a +5 on top. So it's going to be a 22.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, again, as I said, I wasn't really sure if like a nature check or a survival or religion or whatever was warranted, so I just went straight intelligence. You would think that it would be of a witchly or haggish nature, yeah.
Okay.
Just the way the face is shaped more than anything else.
Okay.
As someone proficient in mind manipulation magic, do I kind of get any idea to the nature of this? I don't know if you want me to roll something specific or just know it, but
so you didn't hear or see anything, so
no, just based on what Shadar was saying, just in terms of repetitive instances. I mean, it's
you're aware of illusion magics that can do such a thing,
but also we read the hag's book and it said that the Vicana sisters remain at Leyden, which is only across the river. Sorry, the lake. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do not fail me.
Okay, this might be just an Arcana check. If Shadar is plagued by a magic of this kind, would a dispel magic work or help?
Two different instances, two different places, probably not.
Okay.
Agreed.
While Daemon was doing that and Mina was trying to recall any helpful things she can do from her hidden expertises, Tyrion will have stood and walked over to the barman and I would say out of earshot, but fucking Shadar can still hear them kids and the guards at the main gate. He'll say, my good man, the docks we passed on the way here, is it possible to charter a boat to Leyden?
To Leyden?
Yes, the city across the lake.
You mean the crumbling ruins of what used to be Leyden?
Yes, exactly. Yes, the crumbling ruins used to be Leyden across the lake. We need a boat.
Well, no, those waters have been heavily polluted since the quarry collapsed and destroyed the city. Or the town, should I say. I'm afraid if you went down to the docks, I'm sure if you paid one of the fishermen enough, I'm sure they'd let you take one of their rowboats or something like that. But for these days, the only way to get over to the Venus dukedom is to go through Luman Walk or take a carriage.
Well, I may go to the docks. Thank you. And he'll turn around and say, apparently Leyden is nothing but a crumbling ruin. The collapse of the quarries has poisoned the lake and there are no boats available.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, so we're going to go to the docks and we're going to buy a boat.
Slams down on the table. That is bullshit.
Well,
anyway, I appreciate where you're going with this, Tyrion, but get the rounds in, and I know you've all pretty put together snatches of what's going on, but over there's where it all happened, across the lake. According to the hag's book, my sisters weave their webs
in the ruins. The place I grew up. I know it's a lot, and a diversion from my main path. There will be no ill will felt towards anyone who does not want to accompany me, but I go there to cleanse that place, maybe find my father's armor and weapon, and destroy those 3 bitches. Rend them limb from limb, deliver the Raven Queen's justice upon their foul heads.
I'm in.
What?
I wasn't aware this is a matter for discussion. Let's go get the boat.
Right. I don't think you have to ask.
Really?
Certainly not.
But thank you for the food, dear boy.
Shadar is like he was shocked when all that stuff happened on the street. Like he's sort of.
You know what this calls for? A group hug.
No.
I
Um.
don't think you got a choice.
He's sort of his seat. He scoots his back in his seat, and I don't know if anyone wants to make an insight check, but feel free.
Oh, hell yeah.
Any excuse to roll dice.
Any excuse to roll dice.
Shadar's heart just grew 3 sizes.
Aww. Oof. 12. Probably not enough.
Is that it? And no one else?
I just got 12.
That's okay.
16.
That works.
Yeah, I mean, he's simultaneously bolstered and happy, but there is a note of terror that this support could be based on the notion of friendship and love, because he does not want friends.
Mm.
And he
It probably makes it worse when Mina just leans over and wraps her arms around you.
God, yeah, he's just like.
I
he
mean,
just
if we
goes
go
stiff
for
as a
hunt,
board.
then I'm
Come on,
definitely
David,
coming
let's
in.
go.
Oh God!
I'll go around the back, so it's like a sandwich. It's like hugging.
He tries to cast Shield of Faith, but it doesn't work.
Nope. Can't spell that.
Come on, Tyrion and Aelfric. I know you want in.
Oh
It's
God!
quite dangerous to hug in full plate mail. There are
Aelfric
so
will
many
just
little
sort of
positions you
use-
could lose a finger in.
I'll take
Oh.
the chance. Get it out, and I'll grab his arm and pull him over.
Aelfric's
I
going to
will-
sidestep and just pat Shadar's shoulder with his mage hand.
Which he
And
really
then-
appreciates.
Just to add that little bit more of awkwardness, Rocket comes up and wraps his tail around Shadar's leg as well.
He does.
I think we need to get that little picture drawn.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Just Aelfric, just like, frying Futurama, just like, yes,
There.
good boy. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. You don't owe me anything. If anyone requires any financial compensation for this adventure, I'm happy to. I will write you a receipt which you can claim from the Raven Queen, the Corvin Cathedral, and they will happily oblige.
Business
No.
expense.
I
Don't
think you
insult
paid
us.
us all in enough by keeping us alive. I think that's good enough payment. But
Thank you, my friend.
you're welcome.
Now, you couldn't pay me enough to leave now, so we can leave in the morning.
Yes, let's
I
see.
must advise you that obviously you see what has befallen me and how it's affected me. The same may happen across the water in that town. And I walk into my old bedroom or schoolhouse or places I know, I may not see the same things that you see. So you need to take me out. Just do it.
DM,
Hmm.
what knowledge would I know of with Leyden?
That it befell a horrible tragedy. It was a quarry town by the lake. Well, it was a fishing town, but it also was, rich with quarried rock. But there was a terrible collapse that basically sunk the town into the lake.
Okay.
And it has been permanently kind of sealed off from the public. Now, it's not like heavily guarded or anything, but it's been the path to Leyden has been classified as a treacherous path and, impassable.
Okay.
Treachery indeed.
And
You've never obviously been.
no, but would I have overheard any dealings?
No.
Okay,
Oh.
cool.
Cool.
I suppose this would be a good time to say this as well, especially based off of what you're asking us to achieve and what we're currently already looking to achieve. But I'd had a thought towards a name for us as a group, something we can introduce ourselves as.
Oh,
The Ravenettes.
That's actually not too far away from what I was going to suggest. The Reclamators.
The wreck.
It means to reclaim what is once good,
Like
now
bin
turned
men,
bad. No,
or people that harvest junk.
no,
No.
it's to turn
those
something.
are recyclers.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
that's right. That's, I'm sorry. Yes, of course.
A reclamator is someone that makes something good that had turned bad that once was good. So if we go back to your home, and if we make it good again, and if we do the same with what we're trying to achieve with this madness around the continent, I just figured it might be suitable. Have a
Will
think
that-
of it anyway.
Will that term still apply if we cleanse the place with fire?
I mean, if we leave it in a better place than what we found it in, yes.
Debatable, isn't it?
It doesn't
It-
sound like
it-
it can get much worse.
Exactly.
Indeed.
Sometimes a flame is needed to cleanse an area.
Beauty can come out of ashes.
The disintegrators.
I think I heard a bard by the name of some Dion woman say the same thing at some point.
I think she more
Dion.
posed the question.
Yes. Yes, I believe Dion was her surname. I can't remember her first
I
name.
think I know Celestial Dion.
That's the one. Yes, absolutely.
That's
Yes.
the
I think it
one,
was
yes. Hold on, it's all
Celine.
coming back to me now. Hold on.
Anyway, it's food for thought.
Indeed. Well, look, as I say, I can't thank you enough, and I'm sorry. Sorry for it's this friendship thing is difficult for me. I'm just used to working with allies and things. So
Are we
I
not
appreciate you
allies?
all more than you could know. Sometimes I may not articulate it as well as I could, but thank you.
Does this mean you're ready for a double bath?
No.
Triple. I can't believe you tried to leave me out of that.
I was figuring more you two, but there we go.
I like my baths like I like my graves. Solo only.
There's so much to be had from a double grave.
That was where
Um,
you. Okay.
I think that's a good place to leave it for this evening, my friends.
Okay,
And
nice.
we'll pick this up again in 2 weeks' time.
Thanks, Mark.
Awesome.
Well, thanks a
else?
million, everyone, and thanks everyone for watching. And we will catch up with you all real soon.
See you
Bye.
next time.